Hello, everyone. Hello. Well, welcome to another episode of The Role Players. Another one. Episode 30, y'all. 30.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
I am super stoked about that.
That's just in time for Chad's 30th birthday on Sunday.
No way.
That's a big 3-0. That's right. That's right.
Okay.
I wasn't going to call you out, but, Maddie did. So.
Sorry, I did.
I thought you were going to say, let's take some time for Chad's background, because look at that.
I know.
I mean, look at this sunny
Not a bad
border.
view.
He's ready to read some sonnets. Look at that. There we go.
I'm imagining like High Garden.
Yeah.
Yes, I was about to
That's
say
actually
that.
a
Maddie.
really good reference to how I imagined Otto's noble home back in Faerun.
There you go.
That's quite
That seems apropos.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for another episode. I am your Dungeon Master, Judd, and we are going to play a little bit of the Dungeons and Dragons tonight. And these are my wonderful players. Look at them all. They're so great. Hello, you guys.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. Oh, hey, it's top of the
Oh,
evening to you.
Oh, top of them. Yeah. Top of something to you, lad.
Well,
Why
before-
did that just make me realize I don't have any alcohol on me? I was like,
Oh, wait, we don't drink alcohol in this show. I don't know what you're talking about,
What?
Azar.
I
Oh,
don't
well.
know what you're talking
You've made
Over
a
it.
terrible mistake in provisioning.
Yeah. Well, we
I
have a
chose
couple
soup.
announcements, and then as we roll our intro, you can run off and get yourself a drink. So,
Oh.
before we get started into the potential craziness of tonight's episode, we do have a couple quick announcements. First of all, I want to thank Killer Panda for that awesome reroll, stepping in for our Jamie. And very last second, she did an amazing job.
Awesome.
Lipstick was on point.
I loved it.
Yes, so thank you very much. Great job. And also, I want to shout out to another D&D stream that rated us last week, and I checked them out tonight, and they're all like really cool, great people. So special thank you to Fateful Encounters.
Oh, Fateful
If you don't,
Encounters.
so if you don't know them, check them out.
Ooh.
They stream starting at 5, but check them out.
That's
They're good
awesome.
people. So thank you for that raid.
Awesome stuff.
Then our big announcement, our big giveaway that we've been running for 3 weeks. We have a
Oh,
lot of
boy.
you out there have entered. I just want to say a huge thank you for everybody participating. Thank you for all the follows and the subscriptions, and especially the things that you didn't have to do, like going over to our YouTube channel and subscribing there. I really appreciate it, and we all appreciate it. And the announcement is tonight. So when we come back from break, we will have the winner. So stay
Yay!
tuned. And if you
And this
haven't
is-
yet,
This is no measly giveaway, is it?
it
Some
is
little
not.
thing
It is not a T-shirt. It is not.
This is no
a
trinket.
No, this is a serious giveaway. Let's
This is
just
a big
recap.
boy.
In case you're sitting out there and you're like, well, should I
They
enter
can-
another giveaway? Well, let's see. $100 credit for Dwarven Forge.
$100.
$100. $100 also for D&D Beyond.
Another
And-
$100.
And Maddie, don't act yet. Don't act yet. There's $100 to level up dice. Level
Is
up
that
dice.
$300?
That is 300 bones.
But what am I going to do with all these savings? That was me as the winner.
Because you would have bought all those things with your money, but now you don't have to. Is that the
Right,
concept?
yes. Did I tell you none of you can win, actually? My players, that is. The rest of you out there, you can
Well, that's it.
Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's also, for fun, a mini that our Peter painted that was actually on the show. It
A
almost
one-of-a-kind mini?
a one-of-a-kind mini that almost actually killed Tabitha.
That almost killed
Oh,
Tabby.
I don't want that one. You
Yeah,
guys
so-
can
That's
take
right.
that one.
We're giving it right away, Tabby, so you don't have to look
It's
at it.
it's
again.
really cool.
You're
And then
safe now.
last but not
You're
least, a
safe.
subscription to our Twitch channel. So
What?
if you have not,
The best one.
it is the best
Wait,
one. It really
did you
is.
say? Did you say Dwarven Forge?
Because yeah, I said Dwarven Forge.
All right. Just
This is, you know what, I'm going to throw out there. I haven't actually tried this. I'm going to cast a little fireball at everybody out there in the audience. If you're watching the stream right now, it's coming for you. Look
What
out.
What is that?
I just
But
cast a
it is.
fireball.
What that is, but
It's
I'm
just
sure
like-
it's great.
Well, here
I
you
don't
gotta roll
know.
your 8d6.
Dude, that's so
Yeah,
cool. I just saw that. That's awesome.
I have had some like effects that I've never actually used on our remote streaming because I don't want to distract. But since I can fuck around right now, we're gonna do some stuff.
Yeah.
You gotta do. You should have thrown that one at Seville.
I
Like a
know.
little
I
3D
forgot about
action.
it.
I was like, wow.
I forgot about it as you were trying to kill your character
you-
last week.
You ever hear the phrase "careful what you wish for"?
Yeah, there it is.
Never.
That's
Never
a
heard that
So
one.
we
very,
might
very
be
good
getting
point.
into some
What's that mean?
fireball shenanigans tonight.
Some fireball
I don't
action.
know.
Some action.
The sky might be turning red.
I've totally lost the train of thought. Okay, so we're back on to our announcements. So
We're back.
get
I
on that
have an-
giveaway,
I have an important question.
and we'll see you
Okay.
later. No.
I have a question.
Yes.
Yes.
If
you.
I were an innocent watcher who just for whatever reason learned about this for the first time,
Right.
is it too late for me to register?
That is a great question.
Wow. Good
Definitely.
question is
No, it's not
Thank
too
you.
late. In fact, if you're watching this
Oh, I'm glad
on
I asked.
Twitch, on the like desktop version of the app, you can just scroll down to where our panels are, and you'll see there's a link for the giveaway there. So just click on that. That'll take you out, do all the things, get all the points and all the entries, and best of luck to you.
So
if you're
wait,
watching
when is the drawing tonight?
at
Right.
9:40 Pacific.
9:40 Pacific?
Yep. So when we
That's
come
so
back,
Oh.
specific. That's
it's,
so
It
it's
is.
specifically Pacific. Yes.
It
And one
is.
more announcement: Fateful Encounters, who we mentioned earlier, they've rated us. I just think maybe they wanna be on the lookout because they could get rated too.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
turnabout is fair play.
so
this could be war.
wait, they're rating us again right now?
No.
Wait,
Oh,
No, I was
Oh,
just
oh,
saying that
I see.
since they rated us before.
Yeah.
yeah.
We're
know,
gonna
they
start.
might-
We're gonna start
we-
early just to go in and raid them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll make it a point. They're from
Uh,
5 to 7
yeah.
on Mondays.
I don't know. I don't know what their times. I think
KP
it's 5.
just put it on chat. So it's
Oh, good.
5:30 Central. And she also just put a link to the giveaway. So
Oh.
for the peeps in the chat,
KP.
just
Aw,
click it.
KP.
Thank you.
That's
Sweet,
what,
Thank you.
That's what a rocket scientist.
Yeah,
buys
that's
you
that's
right
that's
there.
what
Yeah.
a literal
There you go.
super smarty does. All right. Well, thank you. Okay. So and then a last announcement. We have a kind of a crazy thing. So this was an idea that Peter came up with. And I know a lot of you out there in quarantine land are struggling with the fact that we're probably not exercising as much as we used to. Because I mean, we're all in our houses and apartments, and I don't know about you, but I've ended up just working like 12 14 hours a day for some reason and not even standing up. So we had this realization and we thought, well, let's do something to help the community. For those people out there that may want to do some working out, may be looking into working out for the first time, any level of fitness we are doing, and it's got to be D&D oriented, of course.
Absolutely.
So we are going to be doing a thing on Thursday. Peter and I are going to meet up somewhere. It might be in my yard. I don't know. And we're going to stream a 30-minute D&D workout. And the way it's going to work, and we're going to put the rules up tomorrow, but basically we're going to roll a D6 to name the exercise. And we're going to roll a D20 for the number of reps. And we're going to
Nice.
demonstrate what we're doing. So, because we've both put a lot of time into like making sure we know how to do these things properly so we can teach you out there. So come sweat with us, do as much or as little as you can, or just hang with us and have a good time.
So you know what? That's like one of those rare situations where you it's good to roll a 1. You get off a
Yeah,
little
trust
easy
me,
that way on your reps.
I'm thinking about it. I know I can just foresee though. It's just going to be 20, 19, 18, and I'm just going to
Oh,
look
it's
like
okay.
I've never worked
You're
out
gonna-
before.
Like-
That sounds like fun. What time will that be happening at?
That's a really great question, Maddie, and I wish I had a great answer for you. But
Some of your guys'
oh, wait,
questions,
no, we
you
do-
just sound like plants. in
It's
the
gonna be
I
audience
know.
a little bit.
I know,
TBD
but-
o'clock, Maddie. TBD
Wait,
o'clock.
wait, Peter,
Got
did we
it.
have a
Yeah.
time?
Got it.
Do we have a time set? I think we did. We're going to do the morning. I think it's Thursday.
Yeah,
Is
we're
it
gonna
9
do
a.m.?
9 a.m. Pacific time.
So 9
Okay.
a.m. and then the
Nice.
video will be up obviously on Twitch and on
Yeah.
YouTube later. So if you miss it, check in there and you can do it along at home.
So that'll
Yes.
be
I am checking my
noon for
calendar.
East Coast people. That's perfect.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah. So if you're in East Coast, you can take a little lunch break, get out there and move.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
stay
it's-
tuned for more
But
details.
yes, be aware
Love it.
tomorrow
And-
drop of the fun rules system. because
Yes.
It's
I
going to be
just-
fun. Just
I
grab
just-
your dice and remember the first rule of Fit Club is no talking about Fit Club.
Got it.
No, Peter. We want
What?
them talking about Fit Club.
Yes.
So that's the
first
wrong rule.
of Fit Club. That's Fight Club. Oh my goodness.
You're getting confused
Oh my
again. It's okay. It's okay. It's very confusing. It's very similar.
Right.
But we're going to go hard into that D&D Fit hashtag. So look out for that. And we're going to try to move and see if I can still move after weeks of not moving.
So is this like sit-ups and like push-ups? And
Yeah,
like
it's all going to be body weight. So
burpees and that kind of thing? Okay.
Yeah.
oh,
yeah.
not
Cool.
burpees, not burpees.
Not
Why?
burpees.
Why?
Oh man, I hate burpees.
Oh.
They're his favorite. He
Those are
loves
the best
burpees.
things.
You may not be able to tell, but I'm really tall, and burpees are not great for really tall people. It's hard. That's a long way down.
He
and-
claims
Yeah.
he
That
claims
just
it's
seems like a
more work.
lot to me.
It is.
That's
It's a
an
lot.
Excuse.
That's
I
a
think
lot.
so. He
No,
claims that
it's-
we short people are closer to the ground, so they're easier for us.
I've
That's what
never.
he says.
Wait, no, I have said that. No.
Yeah.
To
That's what he
me.
does.
To
It's
me.
just-
too.
It's just an excuse. So you're absolutely right, Maddie. I'm ashamed. So
It's
okay,
they're
damn
not very
it.
fun, but they are
So
good.
this is some of
Burpees
the,
are on there now. Thanks,
This
Maddie.
is all going to be on display during the
Yes.
stream. So this is all very interesting.
Yeah.
I
We're gonna
can't
be
wait.
doing. Yeah, it's gonna be. What are we gonna do it on the IG, live IG, or are we gonna stream it too?
Do
Um,
both. Let's just
both.
hit them with both.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
checked
Actually,
my
yeah, I think
calendar
we can do
and I'm
that.
available, so I might join
Yeah.
you, Judge.
Okay,
I
yeah.
might join you for the live.
No, because you will make
Ooh.
me look like I am definitely not in shape. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right.
Okay, you get to roll with advantage.
Yeah. Just make sure you bring those dice and read the rules because they're gonna be fun.
And the damage it represents the damage to your pride.
Yes, exactly. Oh, we will have our masks on because Peter will physically be there, though we will be 6 feet apart, and we will try not to suffocate on our masks. So
Mhm.
we will be responsible
over.
because we
You're
do
gonna
want
be
you
working
all to
out
be
in a
responsible
mask.
out there as
Yeah.
well.
Ugh.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So I think that's it. Should we play some D&D or should we just like hang out
Let's
and
keep talking. No,
just
let's
fuck around?
play. Let's see if
What
we're
does the
all
audience
good
say?
at war.
I've got
Is
it all
it-
set up to play.
Tabitha's psyched to fight. She's like, let's get to it.
I'm nervous, but I am usually good at fighting. But
You
we'll see if
you
that's-
have
I would
you have
say
ended
you're
many a
maybe-
beastie.
You're maybe the best at fighting.
I think that might be
We're
true.
Just being honest here.
Yeah,
Okay.
You're a nasty fighter. You're gonna be straight up good in this war.
You nasty.
Oh, you
Yeah.
nasty. Oh,
Oh,
girl, you nasty.
Okay,
Nasty.
before anything gets crazy here, Chad's
Too late.
beautiful song is gonna bring us into the show. So,
Oh, great.
and I'm dying. All right, we'll be right back.
Let me tell you a story about a time that me and my friends found a new world. It started on a ship, brought together by a storm. We traveled through the rift to a new world beyond. We were thrown into shackles, we were hunted down by thieves, but we'll never let it stop us from sailing up Nacrally, for we are thee.
What's going
And let
on?
me try it again. That is so good.
So good.
So good. So good.
Sorry.
You're
All right.
too kind.
So good.
So good. You got me.
All right. I know. I love the energy tonight, everyone, but just bring
lock
it
it in.
in.
But he's
Let's
like,
bring
but
it in.
shut
Stop.
But shut
Yeah.
the fuck up.
Shut. Okay.
I love the energy. Just shut up.
Yeah. Just put it on pause. Put that energy on pause.
Just keep it down.
Can
Just keep
keep
it
it down. Okay.
Shut that front door.
Okay. As I'm quickly trying to remember what we did last week. There we go. Okay.
What did we not
So-
do?
What? Right. Well, I think some of us, Seville, knows what he did last week.
Oh,
right,
Maybe
so-
I just slept.
You know what you did.
So last week, we started the episode. Last week in Anacrally. I like to say it. Chad invented that, and I love it. We started the episode with the party recovering from your adventures in the city of magic, Makutha, having managed to escape. And as you were sitting around the fire deciding what you were going to do, and On stumbled in and passed out ale to everybody, Seville made a point that he had to go back to the city. And though several of you fought him on it, he decided he just has to do it. There's got to be intel. And so, Dagmara, you took him over to see Arik, who is an old priestess of the creationist god Shatiro. And she was delighted to have somebody, because nobody visits her little temple. And she took him in and did a little bit of healing to get him up to full before sending him on his way. And Seville managed to make it through the snow all the way back to the city, managed to gain entry once again past that force field, and snuck up all the way to the old building where the necromancers were experimenting and torturing people. And everything looked like it was going pretty well until he decided to step into the old study where he found the map on the previous episode and walked right into the head of the necromancers, Koska. And for a moment, it looked like Seville was going to talk his way out of it until he mentioned the name Baulak. And he was quickly taken down to the basement, down to the torture area by a couple skeleton guards. Seville made quick work of them on the way down, but moments later, as he was trying to figure out what his plan was going to be, a whole group of skeletons and Koska and another necromancer started coming down the stairs, and realizing that he was screwed, he turned his teleportation ring, and it didn't work.
Did not work.
Did not work, and he was in trouble.
Oh yeah.
Quick thinking, he sprinted up the stairs, managed to get past and get out, and we had basically a chase as he made it all the way back to the stairs, past the black tree. Looked like he was going to get away when the wizard, the necromancer, appeared in the sky and launched a huge fireball down at Seville's retreating backside. Side note, yes, we did realize since then that you cannot what's it called?
Dodge a fireball.
Uncanny dodge a fireball. However, even with full damage, Seville was still on his feet, so it really had no material impact. But thank you, everybody who pointed that out. And managed to just escape with Koska on his tail. Seville fled down all the stairs, made it outside past the statue. And as he was running for the columns, he looked up and he could see the necromancer flying down from the wall and starting to cast this huge fireball just coming through the sky at him. He looks around, not knowing how to get out, rolls a nat 20 on his investigation, sees a tiny little emblem he had missed before, put the necrolis on it. The portal opened up. He ran through, twisted the ring right when the fireball was about to land, and flashback to Luknor, almost stepping on all of you as you're all now asleep by the fire. And Tabitha patted next to her and brought him down, his now singed armor and clothes and fake beard and everything a little worse for the wear. And the next morning, you all decided that your course of action should be to go to the head of the town, Kello, and wake him from this spell the necromancers have on this sleepy little mountain town, and that he would help decide what the action would be. Should you march them all to safety at another place? Should you turn and attack the city of necromancers? Or pretend that, even while freed, that nothing has changed? Well, upon waking Kello, his reaction was strong when he learned that his wife had been tortured and murdered up there. And as he dons his armor and weapons up, walks out the door and bellows to the morning air, and these calls are returned throughout the city, and you start to see people emerging from their little wood houses and storefronts, and they're strapping armor, and they're curiously looking at him, but they've all got their weapons, and they're donning it all. And that's where we left you last week. Kello is walking away from you. The rest of you are kind of in the doorway of the first house, his house, and he's walking towards the statue at the center of town, which he knows houses some sort of artifact from the necromancers. And with that, what would you like to do?
So I think I kind of look at happening, and I'm like, it appears war is afoot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to Kello and I want to give him a little intel on, at least ask him his intentions. Gentleman Kello.
And you guys, I was frozen, so can you just say whatever Chad said really quickly?
Oh,
Sorry.
I said that it appears that war is afoot.
Don't sound so pleased about it. You know, it's a messy business, and I'm not even sure it's worth the killings.
Well, can you hardly blame them? I mean, this whole village just realized that a terrible curse had been placed on their minds. You would want revenge on those who had done it.
Unless it's a Pyrrhic victory, and we've led them to slaughter simply by enlightening them, in your opinion, Otto.
Wait, did we enlighten them? Did we tell everyone? Or
That's
do
what I was
we
about
just
to
does the
ask.
main guy know?
no, the only Kello has been awoken from the spell.
But
And
yeah, I mean,
but he's walked out and he's called to the rest of the village, and you can see now, even in this short discussion that you've all had, that more and more people are starting to filter down from the houses outside of the town center. And Seville, you run up and you're trying to get his attention, and he just looks over and points when you see Ano. No, don't. And he's.
I'm not. Go ahead.
Didn't say it, but I wanted to.
I
Just go.
know. We're all thinking it.
Just
I'm thinking it.
Flush
As well.
it out of your mind.
Shit.
The chat can
And
do
shit.
it for us.
Yeah, they're on it. He's like, get me a proper hammer. And is like quickly like trying to fasten on his shirt, and he's pulling on his jacket, and he just nods and he runs right across to the blacksmith's where you guys were sleeping above the night before. And a moment later, he comes out with this large, double fisted hammer. It looks more like a sledgehammer. And Kello takes his sword and puts it in his sheath, grabs the hammer, and he goes up to the statue. Seville, are you still doing anything?
I mean, I asked him, Gentleman Kello, what are your intentions after you obviously are going to smash this artifact?
And then he just ignores you. And and with this mighty blow, he just blasts the side of the statue right where An had hit the night before. There was a slight crack. This kind of marble-like looking stone just shatters outward.
Wow.
And he just keeps bashing it. You can see just getting some of his rage out. And he's a big guy. He is like 6'6", 260 before all of his armor. He's in his mid late 60s, but he is cut, and he is just a mountain man.
And you know what? He's just kind of having a moment right now. I don't really want to interrupt this.
He is.
Yeah,
If he needs to smash this thing, for a good long while, then
I've known this man for years. I'm afraid to approach him right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and everybody who started to come out, and they're kind of looking in and saying, "What's up, Keller? What's up?" And they just see this, and they're like, everybody kind of like, "What the fuck is going on?" He's attacking his own statue, and then An's like, I see it. And he grabs Kello, and he's just like, and he throws it, and he just, get it. And Anne looks down and starts pulling pieces of debris away, and he reaches in and he pulls out this, it's like a black crystal, and it seems to pulsate with this red light inside, and it also seems to just kind of ooze this black
And
kind of
Judd,
tar substance. Yes.
if he goes to like touch it, I just sort of like move toward the front of the crowd, and I'm like, careful, since wondering if this could be like a dangerous magical artifact.
and An has it like he's holding it,
I'm like,
and he just pulls it out and throws it down onto the ground, and his hands have this like black like tar, and as he smears it, the blackness, as it kind of thins out, it looks like it's a really like dark red, but it's really sticky, and he's just trying to wipe it down on the
Ooh.
ground.
Do I know anything about this, Jed?
Yeah, I would like to examine it as well.
Yeah.
All right, do perception checks, unless you're going to run up and actually look at it, in which case you can roll investigation.
Yeah, I want to go up and look at it.
Okay.
And
Same.
as soon as
We
when
kind of like
Kello
look at each other. We're like,
calms down a little, I'll
Mm,
talk to him at some point.
And Tabitha is just kind of the like display of strength and like traditional manliness that she's seeing in like all of the men that are out, all weaponed up. She's very into it. So she's just kind of gawking at that.
She's aroused, as you would say.
As you would say.
I'm
A
aroused.
little aroused.
A little bit aroused.
Where are those buns that you bought the other night?
Yeah,
Just bring
no,
the bread
there's
basket.
still-
Exactly.
Are you like stress eating? Like
Yeah, they're
guys-
still in her bra, so.
They're in my bra if I get hungry for later, okay?
That's right. Second
Oh,
breakfast is
boy.
That's right. That's right. You haven't even had proper first breakfast, so. All right. So what did
Thank
you guys?
you.
What you guys
I,
get?
I only got an
17.
8.
An 8. I'm sorry. Or Dag. What'd you get?
I'm sorry, Otto. 17.
17.
Oh,
And I'm sorry. Dagmar, did you roll investigation on that?
I rolled investigation.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, Chad. I mean, Otto. What's wrong with me tonight? You kind of get close to it, and then kind of instinctually take a step back as you feel this familiarity, or there's something about it that just unnerves you a little bit, and you're having kind of a hard time really
yeah.
deciphering it. But
And I even hear some voices inaudible to others, some whispers, and my eyes sort of glance down at my old withered tome,
mhm.
and I just kind of stand there. Yeah.
Yeah. But Dagmar pushes past you, and there's you've still got so much anger swelling up inside you from this as well. You understand Kello's actions, and you lean down and look at it, and it seems like there's just this energy pulsing out of it. But there's not much you can tell looking at this thing. It's definitely perfectly cut in a crystalline form that goes down to 2 points on each side, and it's about 8 inches long, and it's pretty, I'd say, like 4-inch diameter on it, and it's just this pulsating red light that's coming from inside. And
Is it-
Well,
Is it-
hold on,
Okay,
and then
sorry,
with
sorry.
that roll, as you look over, you do see inside the area that they just got pulled out of. There's been a hollowed out space in there, and it's kind of full of that black tarriness. But right inside where the plates are that locked it off, you see a little symbol, a little rune or sigil, and it's glowing faintly red.
Does it look like anything we've seen before?
I was
It
about to
looks
ask, yeah.
very similar to the one that you saw in the staircase
Yeah.
course.
when you were entering the city.
And
Uh,
does the like
Uh,
channel of tarry gooiness remind us of where were we when there was like we were in that town with
outside
the shard
Merrick.
spires?
Yeah, up at the top of the Shard Spire. Yes,
Yeah.
it's very similar. Yes,
Okay.
it's definitely reminiscent. And interestingly, you look around the crowd, and only you guys and Kello and An seem like they're registering this. Everybody else just has this look of confusion,
Yeah.
and
The
nobody
curse
is
still on them.
nobody is looking at the crystal. They're just
Yeah.
looking at Kello and An and trying to figure out what's going on. And
So I'm going right up to Kello and I'm saying, you see that flashing light? It's a good bet the necromancers know that we know now.
Agreed.
Because
Right.
They
say
now
that,
know that
Sibyl.
you've removed this. So
Yep.
yeah,
and
so
he
we
looks
better
over at
prepare.
you,
And I just sit there in
Said,
disbelief, and I'm like,
"Good."
how dare they?
Well,
and
Wow.
he looks
Turn to
over. He picks
Otto.
up the big hammer again, and just
What happened?
shatters
What
the
happened?
crystal. and
Does
it's
Does he
and
shatter
then
the red sigil? The
the
thing?
no,
that
the
glows?
crystal, the
cracks.
crystal, and as the crystal explodes, you just see everybody kind of,
What the?
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
and
Oh
and all of a
boy.
sudden people are looking around, and then you hear a couple wails break through the crowd as they realize that
Oh
maybe
god, everyone's
What
having terrible
happened?
memories
they
pass over them.
they see
Here we
Oh,
go.
boy.
they
Yeah.
they remember the people that have been taken,
Okay.
Oh
um,
no.
and Kello raises up his hand. We have been under a spell, all of us, until now. We have lost people. I've lost my love. But you are free thanks to these people who have come, and our own Dagmara and Tevin, and he throws the hammer down. You are free to go, but I am going up there. I am going to make them pay. If anybody wants to come, be with me now.
I
Can
kind
I
of
just kinda
look
step in?
out toward everybody to see how they respond.
And Tabitha,
Right.
she's just gonna duck away back to the bakery and see if they have any wine on hand.
Because it seems like Mama's
This is
gonna
like
need
a
a drink after all
situation.
this.
Yeah,
Not just
Mom's
for
gonna
her.
need some.
Yeah.
You see that Bafti from the bakery is standing like 10 feet outside of her bakery. You recognize her right away. She is not one who's crying. She's just kind of standing there bewildered.
Bofty, was that your name?
Yeah, yes.
I think that perhaps we should distribute a bit of wine to like ease people into the horrible memories. I'll pay for it. Happy to pay.
Yeah. You know, and she's just remember we've been giving them food, and
Who have you been giving food?
I remember putting together loads of food. I don't know why I was doing that and taking it up into the snow.
Mhm.
Oh, great. Okay, so do you remember anything
No, anyway,
about how
wine-
you got there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
let's talk and move at the same time.
yeah. No, I don't have any wine, but the girls do. Let's go to the frozen tooth, and she literally like, it's like 15 feet next door, and you see there are two girls standing there. One is human, and one is dragonborn, actually.
Oh, hello, ladies.
And it's Verendai and Soji.
Oh,
And
okay. Let's write down
they're
the
just kind
names.
of holding each other,
Guy.
and they're not crying either, but they just look like they're just standing there in shock.
Mm.
Okay, ladies. So I know you're taking in a lot right now. I just thought that we would spearhead a little bit of wine distribution to everyone. I have plenty of gold to pay for it. I'm even happy to just do this while you guys are processing.
Yeah, go, please.
Okay, so then I
Go.
want to go grab as much as I can and just like
Yeah,
kind of start
just
handing
you just
out
go in
little
and you
things
see
to
it's
people.
it's a pretty nice tavern, actually. It looks really rough on the outside, but inside they've done a really nice job. It's like really clean, good tables. It's really well kept. There's a really nice wood carved bar, and there are trophies of different creatures' heads that line the wall. And you just kind of scoot in and hop behind the bar, and you see there are crates of bottles of wine. There are wine skins. There's all kinds of things back there. Kegs of ale.
Grabbing whatever I can and bringing it outside.
I
And I'm
kind
kind
of
of like, yeah,
Peek
go
over
ahead.
my shoulder and I see you, and I like mutter under my breath. I'm like, she's brilliant.
In the meantime, I kind of step in front of Kello, who only knows that his loved one is gone. And I try to get people's attention and just say, people of Luknor, listen to me. This plague that has come upon our town has been existing for so long. And it's only until a few days ago that I was able to be freed off of it. And thanks to these strangers, and I kind of look and I see Tabby is gone. I'm like, these strangers, I was able to find my beloved Tevin. That is to say that there's still hope. There's still hope for your loved ones. I cannot promise that all of them are alive, but what I can tell you is that the city in the mountains is very, very dangerous. So if you were to go, you have to go together and you have to be smart. We already went, and it's not something I would advise, at least not doing alone. You know me, and I know you, and you are just as big of a part of my beating heart as is Tevin, as is this entire town. I will fight for you if you decide to go. But be very wary, because that could mean your doom.
I kind of want to look out and see how it looks like the message is resonating, and I'm kind of trying to. My goal is to see like what is the state of morale,
Right.
especially after her speech.
Do a perception check.
Okay.
And then I'm going to sneak away, or not sneak away. I'm just going to walk away after this, and I'm going to ignite my psychic tattoo and start relaying some intel and information about what's about to happen and what's going on to Larar.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
I'm
Yep.
going to go to that glowing beacon, and I'm going to shatter it with
No.
my dagger.
Kello's already done it. Oh, you mean the
The
sigil?
beacon, the sigil. Yeah,
Okay,
because I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like that's a beacon that could tell them that it's been discovered, and it's a ticking clock until they come to this city.
I
So
love that idea.
I go and I just shatter it.
Okay, yeah.
Unless I
just-
need to roll, but I mean,
No,
I'm
no.
pretty
You
sure
just
that-
you just take your weapon, and you see it's just carved very delicately into the stone, right inside the chamber, and you just hit it, chipping a big piece of the stone away, and it's
good.
and just kind of sizzles, and you see some smoke rise up.
I got a 15 to perceive the
So-
gathered crowd.
So you're looking around at the faces, and you're seeing a mix of different emotions, but overall, I'd say you see a hardness of a people who just realize that they have been manipulated and under the spell for over a month, and they've lost loved ones, and they're looking around and some people crying, and they're looking at Kello, who's just heaving, who's normally a little more outspoken, and it looks like he can kind of barely talk, and he's just rage in his eyes, and he just keeps looking to the mountain. And I'd say it's really kind of tottering on which way, but it does look like some people are starting to go back into their houses, get a little bit more armor or weapons.
And I go up to Dagmar. I kind of nod. I'm like stroking at the end of my curly mustache, and I go up to Dagmara and I'm like, well, you've convinced me. And I kind of smirk and I say, it looks like much of your town will gather together and fight alongside of you. But I wonder, I kind of glance over to the rest of our party, and I'm like, I think you could count us among those willing to help.
Thank you,
And-
Otto.
And you
I
see,
think that
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to make one last statement of that. Even if I was to try to dissuade them, I don't think they would be dissuaded. But I do thank you. It would be an honor to go to war with you.
Whoa, goodness me. And I kind of just like nod to her, and then I go kind of sit on a ledge somewhere and kind of like start trying to ready my own mind for what this could be.
And you see at that moment that Kello looks over, and his whole kind of bearing changes, and he just all of a sudden has this very kind of commanding persona about him. And he looks to the crowd, Ilie, get the horses ready. How many do we have? I think we got about eight right now. Get them all ready. Gear them up. Armor, weapons, everything. Risha, make sure everybody has the bows. I'm going to war. Who is with me?
Aye.
And there's just like, and he
Yeah,
goes,
it's deliberate.
"Hoo!" And then everybody's, "Hoo!
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Okay.
Horns.
Okay. Okay.
Get your
watching
ornaments.
this-
Get ready. We march in 30 minutes.
And like there's like a little montage, and it's like one shot of it is like Otto putting on his bejeweled fine breastplate, knowing that it may no longer be so flawless looking, but he knows he'll need it if a fight of this magnitude is. So he's kind of just like looking longingly into the jewels of it as he puts it on.
Nice.
So I'm going to have a talk with Larar, and then I just heard Kello, who I think is losing his mind a bit. So I really want to talk to him and make sure he doesn't get his entire village slaughtered, because that's the way it's going with that kind of plan. So can I quickly contact the Larar?
Yeah. So you sneak away, just kind of between a few of the buildings where you have a private area, and you touch that tattoo and you see it glow, and it rises up off your skin. And in a moment you hear, Ranta, report. What's going on?
Well, we have some interesting things going on. I'm in Luknor, as you know. We have come across a hidden city. Have you heard from the asset that was lost up here?
Ranta, slow down. I did not know you were in Luknor. So you've left Vorden.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Interesting. Interesting. Do you know I have attempted to contact you and I was unsuccessful?
Well,
And do you know
That's-
that our safe house in Vorden has been hit? Cutters
I
are
do.
dead, and
I
you're
do.
gone, and now
Yes.
you're down south. I think you need to
Fancy
explain
that.
yourself.
yes. So,
Yikes.
well, you
Whoopsies.
told us to figure out and
She's
find
such a
out.
ball buster, man. I hate this Lavar. She's always on his shit. You know, he's such
She
a good
is.
guy. She's all over him, like never any good news.
You're like,
This
why is he
stuff.
always talking to her? Like, what makes her so?
Slipping away with a little phone call. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what's going on here.
Yeah.
So, well, as you know, so far, I have a tendency to do things in a non-traditional way, but I come through with what you're needing. So, listen, I found out there was an asset here. You had mentioned that there was an edge guard here that had disappeared in the Dolgarum Mountains.
Correct.
That asset, well, there's been a spell, some kind of artifact that had put the entire cast some kind of amnesia over the citizens of Luknor, and the asset had used a infiltration technique into the mind. She broke into one of the citizens' mind to get some information and found out there was a hidden city, which we already knew about, and we had gone up there, found the city. It's the. Have you ever heard of the? I think it's called the Galen Academy, the Sun Worshippers. I've never heard of them.
The
The
Grien.
Galan?
No,
The
Grien.
Grien.
Yes,
That's the
yes.
one. Yeah.
Familiar.
I've never heard of it before, but apparently Sun Worshippers, good people, I suppose.
They were,
It's a-
yes.
Tremendous city, and it's hidden by an illusion, which we were managed to penetrate and infiltrate this city. There's about 300 necromancers. They're trying to bring Franouge back. Do you remember the intel where we told you about Smatrel Hoffen
I do.
and how he had connections to an archmage, which we did not have the name?
Correct.
So now we do.
You
Drevin.
do. Trevin. I don't know that name.
That sounds like Metal Gear Solid 4.
Sounds like a Sith name. Sorry.
Apparently, yes. Apparently, he has something to do with the removal of Anacroli. And apparently, he was working with this cult called the Imruk. Have you heard of those?
Yes. Those I have heard of.
Well, they're trying to raise Franouge. They're trying to bring him back. They're trying to access 5 locations which have a celestial bind to these areas. And they're looking for keys with a spiral on them. I was able to steal a map. You remember the party I was with?
Of course.
You remember how maybe if we did this, they would want to go home.
Yes.
Very, very uncertain. Well, they're proving to be quite the opposite. Extremely useful, and I dare say I can count them as my friends.
Do you
And
have these keys?
We have one of them.
You do.
The other 5 are located on a map, which I took. We also rescued some prisoners out of there. They also had Schmetrell. I don't know if they murdered him, killed him, sacrificed him. This group is looking for some kind of innocence. They're flaying people alive, taking their blood, looking for some kind of essence, some innocence that may trigger Fernuge, or maybe these celestials are corrupted some way. We don't have enough information there, but that's enough to go on. But there's something else. The city has now been woken up. They're about 300 strong. I don't know how many warriors, but a good many of them look like they can fight, and they're about to march on this city.
Against the necromancers.
Yes, and they are alerted to our presence. They know someone has infiltrated the city. They know someone took the map. They don't know who, but they now know, after destroying the artifact, it's a good bet that they're alerted to the city not being under the spell anymore. And they're going to get wiped out unless we can have a better plan, because they're just going to rain hell from above once we get into those entrances.
Are you going to help them?
Absolutely. I intend to. I can't abandon 300 people to these. After what I saw these necromancers do, we either have to move them. So I have an idea. For those who can't fight, is there a way, maybe Sval, contacting her or something? I know where a gate is. I know where a portal is in the sewers. If we could maybe march the people who are not going to fight, and if you can open that gate somehow, I'll tell you how to open it. If we can
such a good idea.
Filter the innocence through there, and if anybody wants to fight, they can stay and fight. At least we can maybe hold the necromancers off until we get as many out as possible, and then we'll destroy the portal from the other side, or whatever you have in mind. But I think I need some firepower here and some help. I'll also tell you about the map. We can start to hit these sites, because we're not going to be able to get to all 5 of them. I mean, we have a chance to completely destroy the plans of these necromancers, and they're led by a man called Koskar, or Koskar.
Is it within maybe I start kind of looking around and I notice Seville tucked away somewhere having this conversation. I kind of like quirk an eyebrow up and go to approach him. I don't know if you were.
Yeah, I wouldn't be hidden. I just
no, he just kind of stepped away.
I just walked away. Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of approach. I don't get right up to him and interrupt him rudely, but I kind of like go and lean up against a wall nearby and like try to get his attention a little bit.
And what you see, I mean, you see the psychic tattoo floating above his skin, and he's just kind of staring off into space as he's having this mental conversation.
And I'm kind of like watching him, like shaking my head a little bit. I can't hear anything, right?
No,
he's just having the conversation in his mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So listen, there's a leader here. His name's Kello, and he looks like a beast of a man, and he can wield a sword or a hammer or whatever the hell he wants. And his wife was killed. So he is quite mad and intent on marching up into the city, which you can't see. Well, I'm going to persuade him to, at least we can perhaps set a diversion or some way to lure the necromancers out. But I was wondering if you can do that, if you could reach us at least from the Vorden side and call in a favor for Sval, perhaps.
Absolutely. I will indeed. I think it's imperative that you don't lose those keys. Those sound extremely important to this whole mystery. Where are you going to keep them?
Well, we have it in I don't know what it's called. It's some kind of extra dimensional bag or something like that. There's a few other players here with us that have entered the fray. Geisel, the name's not important right now, but he gave us some kind of magic bag, which Eraset, that's the moon elf, you may
Yes.
have remembered. Yes, she has it, and well, I have the bag actually right now, but she has the key, and we're thinking just to put it in there because apparently they can detect or sense these keys.
Hmm.
So we'll keep it safe for sure.
Well,
and you know, I trust Erisette. She can take care of herself.
right. Well, this is a lot of information.
I know.
Let me see what I can do. I'll contact you again.
One question: do you have any whereabouts on that agent? Have you lost contact completely?
It's been some time. We'll talk soon.
All right.
And
All
she's
right.
gone.
Good. All right, so I'm going to turn back and
You
do I
kind of
turn
see
around?
Otto
Do I see
standing.
Otto?
Yeah,
And
you
I'm
see
just
him.
like-
He's just leaning up
just
against
like-
the building, looking at you.
I'm
So
like,
I smirk and I proceed to tell him what I think. I told him Otto, I've contacted the Larares, the
a
psychic
word with
tattoo.
your
spades.
superiors.
Yeah, we might be getting some real help this
Well,
time.
I guess properly a word isn't the best way to put it, but a thought or two with those on high.
Yes. I've got an idea.
Oh,
And I tell Otto about the Vorden plan, blah, blah,
yeah.
blah.
I basically say. I kind of nod along, kind of twirling at my mustache, and I say, "That's brilliant." You know, I wonder if your Edgeguard would be willing to send some fighters through the other way of the portal. If they acted quickly, they may be able to add valuable reinforcements in this assault.
That's what I've asked for. I've asked for help from that end. And I don't doubt we won't get it. It's just how fast they can muster, transport, and get them through. She'll contact me after she gets more intel from me.
Yeah.
In the meantime, you've got to help me persuade Kello. I mean, I don't blame the man, but he's not in his right mind. If he marches up on the Otto, shit.
And I kind of look over and I see everybody all enthusiastic and getting
So
ready, and I'm like, Seville, I think that moment's passed. I think their minds are made up. But
I kind of come up to the two of you and ask, "What are you two doing? We march in 20 minutes."
No, Dagmar, look, you've got to convince him not to go. Listen, I haven't been, well, it was a hell of a night last night. I wasn't exactly standing outside in the cold. I actually went back.
What?
Yeah.
I knew it.
Does Tabitha
well-
see them all? Are they like right close to her?
Yeah, they're just off of the central kind of center of town. So as you come out with your arms full of wine and you're handing out bottles of wine for a little liquid courage
I can
before the
see
battle,
Erisette
you can see them
or
all clumped
Tabby.
over.
I'm just going to wave them over if I just get their
Yeah,
attention.
maybe could we get everybody over together?
Yeah.
I'm like finishing up my last wine that I saved for myself, and then I'm gonna eat my pastry from my left boob.
Yeah. Nice.
Listen in on whatever they're saying.
I basically
And
say
I
like,
run up and I say, we have to have a plan. We have to have a plan. This is insane. He's getting all riled up, but they're going to ambush us or they're going to see us coming. They have the higher ground. This is insane.
before
I
we
take out
panic,
the bag, the bag of holding, the magic bag there, and I just throw it to Erisette. You'll want to keep that token of ours, that key in that bag, and be its safe holder.
I just want to say that you have to remember, this is their right. It's well within their right. Dagmara gave them a rousing speech. Their leader is marching them into war. I think it is not within our right nor our capability
But
to
Seville, you
convince
mentioned
them
something.
not to go.
No,
I think all we can do is either help them and agree to help them in what they have chosen, or go our own way. But I don't think that would be the right thing to do.
The time for leaving them has passed. We can't abandon these people, but we're also not going to stand here and let them choose things. They need direction. I've said that from the beginning. Now we choose a plan and then we use them as a resource.
What makes
The
you...
four of you have
Dagmara,
not
go
failed
ahead.
us. The four of you have not failed us this far. So, Seville, I want to hear what you have to say.
Well,
very
look,
quickly.
I'm not the person to dissuade anybody from going up and doing whatever they want because that's what I've been doing. So I'm not going to persuade them not to do it, but it's how to
You
do
said
it.
I need to talk to Kello. What do I talk to him about?
You got to tell him not to go up in a frontal assault like that. I mean, they're just going to
And
rain down magic on him. Look, I went back last night. I didn't stay
Yeah,
outside.
by the way,
What do you mean?
Oh, yeah, well, you've opened that can of worms.
Well, it wasn't
Then
the
what
time
is the
last
option?
night. You were all sleeping.
Then what is the
Oh,
option?
yeah, you're right. 10 minutes before we go to full-scale war. That's the perfect time.
Well, yes, one, it means you can't argue and yell at me. So there's that because we have to go to war. So
That's
you have
true,
to,
but
you have to save it.
very annoying.
Yes,
Tabitha
well,
just
yes.
like wants to eat. She starts eating her other thing because she's stressed out at the thought of the hearing of this. It's like, all right.
So look, I didn't tell you last night because one, it was just nice to get the welcome from you guys and to sleep there and be well. And I didn't want to ruin that. Honestly, it felt good for me to have people care, and I liked it. So I withheld the information for a bit, but I went back up. I got caught. You were right, Otto. I've got to be careful with that ring. There was a force shield, a wall of force, some kind of magic that prevented me from using the teleportation mechanism of the ring in the skull. I should have placed the skull inside, but that was my own mistake, and it nearly cost me my life. But they don't know who I am as I disguise myself as who I did before this Dietrich fellow.
All
I
right,
created.
listen.
But-
That's what did you learn that could be of immediate benefit to us? Because I think you're right. We need to coordinate some sort of strategy with Kello.
Well, one,
What do
they
I
know the
tell Kello?
prisoners are
He's
gone.
about to ride out.
They know we're coming. They know we're here. They don't know who it is, but they know the map is gone. They know the prisoners are gone. They know Geisel's gone.
You think
They
they'll
know
be
his
ready?
sister's gone. They are, yes, they know there is a threat in the
I
area.
better know there's a threat. What do I
And-
tell Kello?
You tell him that there's a mastermind up there. And if we enter the same way we've been doing, or if we did it and then I did it again, they are going to block those entrances. They're going to change the magic of those entrances and we're going to get slaughtered. We need to draw them out or keep them there and start
But
picking them off.
there's no way to draw them out. We don't have
No.
anything they want. We have
Oh,
no...
yes, we do. Yes, we do, Otto. The key.
That will have to be a careful play, and we are playing with fire if they get that key. And remember, Ariset, you discovered there are a couple portals in the city, right? You felt that out through your senses, I remember, when we were in that house.
In the library.
Yeah.
Something.
So they've got an easy escape if they all want to leave, which they know we have the map. They know we know what they know. Sumatrell had to have told them everything as well because they probably tortured the man because he's connected to that wizard Dreven, who they're
Dagmara.
really after. So
Dagmara, when we met you, you were hidden. If I recall, you were camouflaged nearly. Are your people
Yes.
good at camouflage?
I was just about to say, Ariset, it's like you read my thoughts. Our people know these lands and the terrain very, very well.
You
What
could
if
we
sneak up
think-
on them.
What if we flank them with the bulk of the masses and we send Kello up as bait and
Look
we
at
lie in
you.
wait?
A
I
proper
think that's a brilliant
commander.
idea. The four of you have just come up. This is the this is yes. This is exactly what this will work. Thank you. Thank you.
remember,
This is
they
the
have
way.
the
We
high
have
ground.
to ambush them and we have to bring them out. I'll
That's
be right back.
exactly right.
Let me know if there's anything that I can do with my smallness or stealth capabilities. If not, I'll just relax, drink some wine. have
Tabitha.
How much of that wine have you had? I
You
like
can
grab a
help us
bottle
set
out of her hand
traps.
and like...
Tabitha and I can set traps. For so many years we've done this. We can you and I will set an entire wall of traps that will then lift in front of them and stop them as they run down the hill. There's a big hill coming down
But,
from the
they won't be running. They'll be flying. They're
What?
wizards. And if they also have skeletons. They'll be using those as
skeletons will be caught.
fodder. Yes.
Yes.
But the wizards, and I took a fireball to the face that almost killed me. And that was the burnt smell you smelled last night as I was nearly cooked to a crisp. And I was lucky to get out of there. But they're just going to hover above us and rain down lightning and fire and whatever the hell else they have that they
Okay,
can conjure.
wait.
Not
hold
if they
on.
don't see us, they won't.
Remember
Draw them
when-
into the trees
Remember
and
when
attack with bows, arrows,
we
hide, cover. Yes, Tabitha, go ahead.
We fought that big thing that
Yeah, the Drake.
before that.
Oh, the frost giant.
Yes,
Oh, the
and
raisin.
we were
Yeah.
like protected by something that
Yes.
was impenetrable.
Yeah, it's destroyed
Yes.
now, I believe.
Their force field was
Because
what
that would be
stopped
pretty
them.
nice if we could just, hide in the force field and they couldn't penetrate it and then they couldn't get us.
That would be staggeringly brilliant, but yes, the frost giant destroyed it.
Ah.
I do
Well,
believe
it was
so.
still up though. When I was trying to escape, I couldn't get out. So the
Perhaps it
shield was still
was-
up.
Perhaps
I
it was
used
to work on
reigniting
them.
something.
Yes, I used the
Does it work
necklace to
on
turn
them?
it
So then,
on
yes,
and off.
all the more reason that we couldn't storm them. They could hide behind the force shield themselves.
Indeed.
We'll have to use the key. Ariset, good thinking.
Unless
And I have
Unless-
that tree.
Where's
Does the tree
Geisel?
help us?
But
Geisel's
Geisel's
long gone.
left.
He's
He's
left
headed
for
to
Astley.
Telki in the swamp.
That's right.
There's also
But-
the option to capture one of them captive and make him build a force field for us.
If
But
he's
even
capable.
then, we would need to lure them out.
well, hold
yes,
on.
indeed.
You've got to think that there's got to be a spy in this village. Someone keeping an eye on things. Do you know everybody in this village, Dagmara?
Well, it's been a bit since I've remembered all the names, as my memory has been coming
What if
back.
we
but-
line up everybody and see if someone may stick out that you don't
But
know?
I wonder. Remember earlier, I had made it a point to really survey
Mm-hmm.
everybody's reaction to the speech. I wonder if I
Mm.
jog back in my memory. Do I
Yes.
recall anybody who seemed like they were reacting
Yes.
to that?
Yeah, I would have said
Suspiciously.
if you had noticed.
But no. Okay,
But
yeah.
no.
So I kind of say, I don't know. It seemed like a united front. There may be a spy, but I didn't get the sense that this community would have that.
No, not if they didn't know it, but if maybe someone that had been here the whole time and no one knows who it is, but they
Let me speak to Keller and see if he
Yes,
can
see if
come
he-
up with something. And then I
see
just
if
kind
he
of
can fix it.
motion
All right,
him
good.
over.
Yeah.
Keller!
Also, maybe you should
There-
tell him the plan.
Yeah, I would imagine that. Could we say
Bring him
that
over
maybe
here.
we talked about this plan with everyone gathered around, including Kello, and like a wartime strategy type thing?
Yeah, and actually, he looks over to you guys and beckons you over and goes inside the first house. And there's a small group with him that are also going inside.
So that I would like to run to him because we really need to let him know.
Yeah.
So I'm just running,
And-
running.
And he's waving to all of you. So the rest of you, if you want to
Yeah.
go as well.
I go
Oh, for
too. I
sure,
follow
for sure.
Dagmara.
We're all together. I'd say,
Okay, so yeah, so
Yes,
you
yes.
make your way over
Mhm.
quickly and you go inside. And
Hello, listen.
good, come in. Listen, we want to have a
Hello.
bit of a strategy before we take off.
We can't
Yes,
go.
We were just saying
We
the same
can't.
thing.
We cannot go inside. Me and the group have talked. You have to listen to us.
We know it's dangerous.
No, it's
Dagmara.
beyond that. You're
Listen.
outnumbered.
We
Do you
know that.
understand?
Yes.
Well,
Kello,
before we
Before we get into it, let's
yeah,
be succinct here.
let's just say that we'd love to hear your strategy. However, based on our interaction, we've developed a strategy of our own, and I think it'd be worth hearing ours before you commit to yours.
Very well. Let me hear it.
So, Kello, you haven't survived up here all this time
Pour them some wine.
because
There,
you've
so they're more suggestible.
One for you. One for you. Some wine for you.
Kello,
Carry on.
Yeah,
I'll let
we're all
them-
drinking wine. Yeah, you were saying?
you have to know. The most important thing you have to know is that they have force fields that are stopping everyone. And they bash you backwards. They hurt you. They damage you. We will not be able to get into the city.
Impenetrable magic. You would need to lure them out.
Kello, we can infiltrate the city. We already have twice. We know how to get in, but they also know we've been
I look
there.
at you, I'm like, once.
Well, I mean, once.
For yourself.
We know how to get in, but they would have changed things up. They will have defended the area we snuck in with. Our main scout is gone.
You bring up a new strategy entirely, Seville.
Yes.
Some of us could breach the gate, disable the force field, and thus clearing the way for the army.
Correct. But here's the thing. Yes, we do have the necrolis to do such a thing, but the only way in is tracking through where we met Geisel and going through the body of the demon with the darkness spell. And then if you noticed, when we lit those torches, the hallway seemed to bang straight when it was curved. That's controlled by magic. When I walked through a second time, I couldn't find Geisel's secret entrance, but I found another one. And I can find it again, but it led to, let's just say, the opposite side of the street that we came up on the first time. But if this Koska, this wizard, this necromancer decides to set traps there this time or change the magic, we're at such a disadvantage in such close quarters. And
yes,
I just think it's suicide unless we find another entrance.
We need to bring them out of their home territory.
We could sneak in if, Kello, if you have a large enough army with good enough archers to take cover, because they're wizards, they're gonna attack from above.
Use some disguise. We thought might be appropriate.
We could do that. If we could, why don't you kill the body of the snake and we can hunt its head? And we also have some help. If you have innocents here, I have contacts. There is a portal leading to Vorden. We're trying to get the innocents out through that portal and get help from maybe some mercenaries and perhaps the edge guard coming through that portal. They can provide
a cavalry to rush in for surprise reinforcement, of course.
We're going to need some specialized troops, and I think we'll be able to get it. But they're going to have an undead army. We've seen, all of us have seen handfuls of skeletons, and that's just in one house. So they're going to unload with that. No necromancer is going to put their neck in danger first. So if we have a way of disabling their first wave, if they come for us, that is, they may just leave because we have stuff that they want.
You might want to see if your friends, Seville, know any priests or the holy sorts who in particular could aid us with the undead being there.
Well, you remember, who's the woman's name, Dagmar, that we saw last night?
Auric.
Yes.
Yes.
Listen, folks.
I used to study at the Temple of Light back in Annesley, and if we could only ride there as quickly as I wish we could, we could gather a group of priests, but
it's not even that though. Priestly magic doesn't work.
We need magic against undead.
We don't have gods here. They can't get through. That's Anazara's whole dilemma, was this tree, at least from what little information Anazara gave us, the tree is having a problem connecting.
Tree. Tabby.
It's connecting to deities. We don't have priests here. Priestly magic is so rare.
Can we talk to it?
I got an idea. I have an idea. Okay. We lure them away from that black tree. That black tree sought the golden tree. Didn't you see how it stretched its tentacles? It was chasing us. It even took the little gnome and nearly killed him until we saved him. But away from that tree, away from that tree, our tree is more powerful. So we become the higher ground. We draw them to us, and then that tree, maybe that tree can do something. It opened the portal.
You know, we've all been thinking that this tree would do something for ages now, and I doubt that now's the moment to bank everything on it once it's game.
This could be it. This could be the shield.
We're not banking only on it. We have ourselves. You're formidable. I'm formidable. Your army, Kello, are they formidable?
Oh, yes. But I'm afraid, my friends, while I appreciate you freeing and waking us, what I see is ideas here and no plan.
Well, no, we do have a plan.
No, I'm
kidding.
It seems like you have it under control. We'll just take off. Goodbye.
Well, just quickly, I mean, yes, it is a concrete plan. We lure them out, and while your people, as they are adept camouflaged hunters, are waiting in the forest, we lure them into an attack as opposed to assaulting them front on and getting trapped in there, they'll have the sort of home field advantage. So we are proposing a very different
Yes,
plan.
Kello. And I take out the key. I take the purple key. I say, what you don't understand, Kello, is that this is something that they want desperately.
That's true.
And we take this near them, and they'll hunger for it like bait. So you and I, we ride close to the mouth of the field. And they'll come. They'll send something at the very least, perhaps only a scout, perhaps their minions, but it will attract them. And when they begin to chase us, we ride back down, and that's when your men protect us.
And before this, Tabby and I can camouflage and go and plant the tree
with
near
the traps.
battle.
And then
Tabby
on top of that,
okay.
I was just going to say, just to cement this plan that it maybe wasn't clear, we could have reinforcements who, once the two sides are engaged, could come into our favor. So I hope you do see there is quite a plan here that we're talking about.
Kello, I have a strategy to use your archers, to use your ground troops, but it can't be if you ride up to the face of the cliff. It's silly. They'll kill you right away.
Well, I can tell that none of you have spent any time in the mountains. There's no direct attack. There's no running at the Remoras to straight into battle. It's straight into death. That's not how we do things in the mountains.
What do you do?
I have some information for you as well. And he turns, wait, everyone. And he goes to the back and he comes out with this old scroll and he puts it down on the table and pushes it out. And you see it is it's a map of, you notice it instantly, of Makutha. But it has very different labels on it and a very interesting writing. And I think, Ariset, you're the only one that can read it quickly, as it's in a celestial script. And as he points it out, there are other ways inside that city. And there's one that I am confident that they don't know about. And he points on the map, and there's what looks like a river that very thinly drawn on the map. And it looks like it's further up and off to the left from the entrance that you all took. And it snakes up into the city. And then as you're all looking at that, he comes back and he's got his shield now, and he puts it down in front of you, banging on the table. And it's got this beautiful embossed sun, the same iconic sun that you saw all over the city, with the triangle points on it. My friends, it is time to take this city back. I think there's a combination of your plan and my plan. We can get it done.
Well, if you got another way in, then I'm all in.
Your kingdom is not going to come help us down here. They never would. But we don't need them. My people, while they might be simple, they know how to fight. And they know how to fight well. And we will strike them from hidden places. The horses are not for attack. They're to get the children and those who do not wish to attack to safety.
Well, I kind of look like, impressed. And I say, well then, to war.
And Tabitha takes out the little tree and she's like, okay, what do you think? We're going to war?
And it's got its golden tree shape, and it's back to its full luminous kind of essence of this bright, glowing, golden field. And as you pull it out, you all, just for a moment, feel the fear, the stress of all the uncertainty of what you're about to do seems to fade away from you a bit. There seems to be some direction that you are making a profound choice.
And I grab Kello's hand and I just say, you've led us into battle many times before. I trust you. One more time. Lead us.
Thank you, Dagmara. I will. Our people are ready. Are you with me? Are you all with me?
For your wife, yes.
I I give him a firm nod. Yes.
Then it is.
So what are you going to do with the innocents? Do you want to lead them into the portal that I was talking about?
No, they have another place they will go.
Okay.
They will have no interest of going into the kingdom. They'll resettle somewhere, not far, somewhere safer. They'll be fine.
Well,
Ugh,
they're
this
under
guy is
your
such
command.
A voice of reason. I love him.
Yeah,
Right.
I think like you're turning a lot of people on right now, Kello.
It's just so measured. It's such a reasonable plan.
I know. It's like
You're
we're so
60-something
hungry
now.
for a sense of direction and confidence. And this is just, I want you for president, Kello.
Hello, for
Kello for
Decided.
president.
Kello for 2020.
Hello, can you solve COVID for us, please? as
Yeah,
well?
I feel like you're going to do it. You can
Done.
do it. Whatever you say, I trust.
Yeah, I'll just smash it with a hammer.
Listen, whatever action we do, whatever plan that we put in place here, it will be dangerous. There are many of us that won't come back, but many of them will not. And their evil needs to be stopped now.
Yes.
If you can bring anybody from your kingdom, do it. But our time is running out. I suspect they know that we have awoken in this town. And if we don't march to them, they will march to us. They will hunt us down through the trees, on the paths. As we sleep at night, we will not end that way. Do you understand? We have a better chance going against them. That is the least likely thing for us to do. Therefore, it's in our best interest to do it. And I know one way in. I hope it's still a feasible passage. But if it is, we can take them by surprise.
Jed, how long is it from Asley to Luknor?
Like 200 miles.
It's
300 miles.
it's hundreds of miles.
Hundreds of miles. So riding wise, it will be a few days.
Yeah.
But okay. I'm just thinking that I may want to send a message to my father if they could bring an army towards us. You know, some sort of help. Priests, mages, any help.
My father could bring an army, but sadly, he's more than a couple of 100 miles away. Whole other
I think-
dimension, really.
Yeah.
I think our time is running out. I think
Well-
the only thing that we have going for us right now is speed and keeping our minds about us.
Let's go.
Getting in behind the lines and staying as covert for as long as possible as we gut this enemy at our door.
And we beat them with a strategy.
Well, if you have a way in that they don't know, then that's all I need to hear. Let's go.
And
Wow.
speed is
March.
key.
Oh,
I
Then we
hope they
should
don't
move
know.
immediately. Immediately.
you cut off a
All
snake's
right.
head. Cut off a
Listen.
snake's head. and the
Dagmar,
body
will
back
you
up.
go rally those who are not coming? Make sure they get on the horses and get them out of town. Risha, is everybody
sir.
armed and ready? Yes. Yes, we've distributed bows, quivers, arrows. We have bolts, we have crossbows, and of course swords. Everybody's ready. Good. My friends, and he reaches over and he gets a goblet, and you all grab up your wine. We go to war, but we go for good.
For good.
Well, good.
For
good.
Throws his glass down, bangs open the
Another.
door, and walks out into the sunlight. And with that, we're going to take our break, everyone.
Yay!
So-
We're gonna announce
Going
who's
to
gonna
war.
win.
Going to war.
War for good.
Oh boy, war for good.
War
Let's
for
It's a-
do
good.
it's a
it.
thing,
Let's
it's a
fight
thing.
something.
Yeah.
And
All
I
right,
just wanna
listen.
say,
Actually,
It's
It
a good
is.
war.
My
The,
thing.
the
Kello is
giveaway.
going-
That is literally what I came here to do.
Giveaway. 9 minutes, everyone. 9 minutes.
It's a big one.
It's
All
a
right.
biggie. If you haven't done it yet, if you've just happened to stumble upon us, scroll down on Twitch, click that giveaway, follow all the directions. We have 9 minutes officially left. I'm looking at it right now. Do all the things while you have a few minutes. We'll be back in 10 minutes with our winner and to see what happens as this party and this town go up against the necromancers. Stay tuned.
See you guys in a bit.
We'll be right
Yeah.
back. Mute. Hello. Okay, welcome
Hi.
back.
Hi.
All right, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the time has come, and I'm really excited because I've never used this software for competition before, and I thought it would just pick the winner when the time ran out, but no, I get to hit the draw button. So
On the biggest giveaway that the role players has ever done by far.
biggest giveaway.
Giveaway.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I'm really happy for somebody right now.
I know somebody's about to just have a wonderful night. So before I click on this button, just a huge thank you to everyone for following us. Hopefully you'll come hang out and watch the show and not just click on it, for the game. But I get it, prize. But come back and check us out. But for everybody else, just like all the love that you guys have shown us, we really appreciate it. So best of luck to everybody out there who's watching. And I'm gonna go ahead and click this button.
Ooh, does it
Let's
have
see.
some Z's in the name? Does
Let's
it have
see
some Z's in the
who
name?
we get. It's drawing.
Suspense. It's
I
killing
know,
me.
I know.
I hope
okay.
it lasts.
Okay, J.L. Carls. And that's almost your email that I read off there. Okay.
J.L. Carls.
JL
yeah.
Carl.
Congrats.
Winner.
All right, old JL.
Yeah. Okay. Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
Right, JL.
I see the person's in the Philippines, and I'm like, is that okay?
Wow.
I don't know. But I think so. I think so. We'll figure it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
We'll contact you, and
That is
That's awesome.
if
Love it.
if everything's good, then congrats, and we'll send you an email and make sure that happens. But everybody else, don't worry that you didn't win. We have other giveaways coming up, so keep watching. We've got some cool stuff in store for next round. So
A new car.
yeah, no, but cool stuff nonetheless. All right, so back to the show. All right, and well, we left off with Kello pulling a surprise out of his hat that he's got a surprise way into the city that he hopes is still unknown. And as Dagmara rushes off to rally all the innocents and get them on their way, everybody else is preparing for war. What would you guys like to do?
So, Kello,
Let's
tell
go.
me again. Your plan is to take everybody except the women and the children that don't want to fight up a secret side route, essentially, and penetrate the core of
Not
the-
everyone. Not everyone. I think a combination of my plan and your plan makes the most sense. If we can lure some people out from where they're expecting us to enter, then we can thin their numbers a bit while kind of our core group sneaks up this passageway.
I like it. Let's walk and
Okay.
talk.
Sure.
Yeah. Come, let's get everyone ready.
Ah,
And so you're already outside, and you see people are, in the few minutes that you're inside there, you see a distinct difference in people. Like everybody who is starting to kind of move into one of two groups. So there's the we'll call the innocent groups. You see a lot of children and some men who are kind of rallying them, and some women that are going with that group. And almost everybody here is human in this town. There are a few half elves and a few kind of random, like a dragonborn. There's even, you see a gith, which some of you may not have even seen before, but they're fairly common around these parts. And they're rallying all those people together, getting them on horses or on carts, and getting them ready to head, looks like south, while the other group, just tough mountain people with battered armor and everything. Most of these people, their armor and their clothing now have kind of a white look to them, and you can see that they are ready to kind of blend in and go for the kind of snow camouflage.
Oh yeah.
that's cool.
Badass.
Go. Hook 'em
Yeah.
horns. Hook 'em horns. Let's do it.
Let's
Luknor,
do this, man.
I mean, Kello, do your people have extra clothing that's camouflage-esque?
Yes, I bet we do. And he looks around. Hold
I
on.
may need like a child size.
They need extra tall.
I'm sure we can help.
Right.
Tavel, come here. Tavel, you get, we need some extra white clothes or cloaks or something. Good, thank you. And he
you
nods and
very
rushes
much.
off after kind of looking at each of you and taking your sizing and tots off. All right, and at that moment, Seville, you feel the kind of the burn for a moment of the psychic tattoo on your wrist.
Mm.
Mhm.
Hello.
So cool. Never gets old.
No, it floats off your wrist and this magic rune spinning there, connecting. No, Ranta, I need to know how accurate your information is, particularly about bringing Fornuge back. Are you 100% certain your information is correct?
Yeah. We've come across 3 different necromancers, 3 different creatures trying to desecrate sites and bring back. We have notebooks, we have diaries, and we have just eyewitness accounts from even the prisoners that we freed, all talking about bringing Fornuge back. The only thing that was strange is that this guy Koska, when I infiltrated the place and I got caught and was almost taken prisoner, I mentioned Balak, the vivisector, this necromancer be out by Malak, or Merig rather, and the one that had the key, and they were not on good terms. That was my undoing. So there was something that Balak was doing, maybe for himself, but they want to bring Fornuge back I don't even think take over the kingdom. They want to destroy this necromancer who seems to be the real threat, Drevin. They said these sites have something to do with removing an Ackerley. But he was probably part of the Imruk, is my guess, but that's the intel I have. And I don't know why it wouldn't be a...
Seville, roll a persuasion check, please.
Persuasion.
And meanwhile, I'm just gathering the women and children, and I see some heartfelt hugs with their husbands that are left to fight, and I can't help but, think of the fact that I'm blessed to have heaven. Can't speak anymore. So I'm blessed to have Tevin with me, and still, comfort a few women and a few children who to who it's really, really hard to separate with their own father/husband, and I kind of usher them away with a bit of a sad glance. Yes.
Okay.
11.
Understood. Seville, I have competing information from another one of us.
Well, there's your traitor.
And I have to make a call here for the kingdom.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean competing information?
You don't need to know the details.
Do we hear this, by the way?
No, it's all in his head.
We don't get to hear any of it.
No.
He always wiggles out of it, doesn't he?
It'd be cool if I could mute all of you so you couldn't hear and only Peter could hear in the audience. We have to figure out that technology. That'd be cool.
But then we just have to sit there in silence and
I know.
be kind of lame.
You're just like,
the peanut gallery could that's part of our fun.
I know. That's what,
yeah.
Yes, my information is a bit different than yours. I'm not
Who's your
actually.
source?
It's not for you to know, Seville. Listen, I will tell you this. I'm going to have to sort it all out when this is over. They know that you're coming, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah,
Wow,
I know
she's
that.
so helpful.
I never liked her.
No, she's not.
Well,
Maybe we
that's
can
what I
remove-
suspected. What do you mean? They know we're coming now?
They know you're coming now.
So there is a traitor in this group.
Not in the way that you think, but
So
I
are we going to
am-
get wiped out?
That entirely depends on what you do. And unfortunately, I don't have all the information. I only have some, and it competes with what you're telling me, and I'm trying to figure out from this great distance which one of you is telling the truth. I don't know you well, Seville, and there are circumstances around your duty that are concerning to me. However, I have felt the good within you, and I have felt your dedication to the kingdom, which is why I'm warning you. If you are going to go forward with this attack, keep your eyes open. Be safe. I wish I could tell you more, but I can't. I don't know more.
Could you tell me one thing? Are you still getting communication from that edge guard?
I am. You know, we do what we do for the kingdom. And if this mage is the threat that I know against the king, then that is my top priority. If they are bringing a deity back where we have no others that could rule anachrally, that is a bigger problem than the kingdom itself. I just don't even know if that's remotely possible. I'm checking with people now. I wish I could trust you 100% Seville, but I can't. Let me know what happens. Yes?
Can I trust you 100%?
You can trust me to do what's right for the kingdom.
Understood.
Lurar out.
Lurar out.
Dang.
Dang, there you go. That's what
She's
it is.
cold.
Wow.
She's as cold as ice.
Hey, she doesn't fuck around. But when she does, she doesn't fuck around.
She's also 100% not sending anyone to help you. So that's
So I'm
Yeah.
going to just move
Anna's
over
probably
to,
the traitor, but whatever.
I'm going to move over to Dagmara
Right, I know.
and just say, do you remember the edge guard who interrogated you?
Yes, I do. I do.
Describe her. She had dark skin, you said? Woman, female?
Jed?
Sure, she had caramel colored skin. She looked like a half elf to you. Very like, she had long hair, but she had it in close braids to her head, so you're not quite sure the length.
All right, so I'm going to tell everybody, because obviously they saw that I was kind of in my own zone.
Yeah.
So look, we may have a problem here, and are we close to Kello? Are we sort of
Yeah,
in his group?
you're all standing there.
All right, Kello, we may have a problem here. I just got in contact with my superior, who says they know we're coming, which I already knew that. But it seems like they know what we're doing now. It seems like they may know of your sneaky way in. So we could be walking into a trap. I say we get as close as we can to see if that's true, but I need to tell everybody this. There's a lot of moving pieces here, and I don't know where we stand, and we're not going to get any help from the guard, which I am very disappointed in. And it seems like one of us, another edge guard, the one that tangled with Dagmara, may not be on the up and up, which they may have infiltrated or done something to this edge guard to start feeding false information through the edge guard back to my superior. So I'm just going to tell you now, we may be in some trouble. I'm still willing to go, but everybody should know that.
Can you
Expected
please
no
call her
less.
back? I would like to have a word with her. I have never liked her, and she has never given you one
You know
ounce
what?
of credit.
Wait,
And the
Wait,
moment
wait,
she,
wait.
Whoa,
This might work to our advantage.
How so?
They're going to be overconfident.
That's for sure.
And if I'm right in that my entrance is still unknown, then we will be able to get in behind them before they have any idea that we're there.
Well, then
Put
we
in
will
the
follow
phone.
your lead, Kello. but we
Yeah,
must
of course.
act fast. And Ariset, if you're right, then don't worry. The Lurar's day will come.
Everyone has been evacuated, so we are ready to go when you are. Now, Seville, just
Yes.
one last question. Does your source know if the necromancers know exactly where we're coming from?
No,
Then let's
she
go.
said that they knew we
Then
were
let's
coming.
go.
Then let's go.
No other way around it.
I love it.
We'll know soon enough. But Kello seems confident that this, unless someone here is listening in on us, but
I can vouch
Yeah.
for each one of these here. They have been
Alright.
a long resident of this town.
that's good enough.
Kello.
Let's go. Let's find out what we can find out.
Yes,
I'll
Dad.
tell you something, Seville.
Mm.
When I made the decision that I was going to go through with this, I was never counting on Larar. Not at all. So what you're telling me isn't a factor. We couldn't bank our hopes on her to begin with.
Mm.
I'm not here because of her. I'm here for something completely different. And maybe, if we do our jobs well, one day she'll see the light.
Well, I'm not here for her either.
I just
Right,
want
then
to
it
know.
counts.
Oh, wow, this is
Ooh.
new.
Turning your back on the edge guard a
Wow. Ah.
We don't serve
Um,
individuals. We serve something bigger. So it
I
doesn't
think-
matter our chain of command. We listen,
Hello.
but we see what we can see by ourselves. So I get you, Ariset, and don't worry.
Here
Yes,
we
little
go
one.
then.
Yes,
Don't let
the
her hear
time.
you say that, or she'll misconstrue
Okay,
what you mean by that.
this is all lovely,
She
but it is
understands.
time to go to war. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
Kello puts his arm around you a little bit, Tabitha, and starts to lead you over to the group that's formed up, with all kind of standing there, checking their weapons, looking anxious.
Keller, where'd you get that map?
He's already walked away from you.
Dang it.
And he looks over. What, Siri listening to my game?
Constantly, always.
God, so rude, Siri. Okay.
She is listening.
I know.
She's the infiltrator.
Seriously. Kello walks over there and he draws out his sword. Shing, holds it up. What we're about to do is incredibly dangerous. I want you all to know before we do this, they know we're coming. They are prepared for us. But whether we take the fight to them and have a chance at stopping this evil, or we flee and are hunted day and night till the end of our days. The choice is yours, but I am going, and I have a way, I think, of getting inside the enemy's city without them knowing. This is a moment you must decide. Are you of the free people of Luknor? Do you want to remain as such? If so, come with me. Put up your arms if you are to come and fight.
I unsheath my sword and raise it.
And it's just, they're all like,
And my moon dagger glows.
and they start beating their weapons against their shields. Boom, 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 boom. To war! And he just turns
Fireball.
and he just runs. And he's just like,
Wow.
this guy's
I
just
start running right
Gonna
after
ask
him.
My question.
badass, yes.
All right,
wait,
let's
hold
get
on
in
a
there.
second.
All right,
Wanted to get
so let's just follow him. Let's do it.
Okay, so
And I imagine there's drums. It feels very festive, right?
at first, as they start, when they're responding to his speech, they're all, start to really kind
But
of
then
you
for the
feel
sneak
it.
attack, probably not.
And then as you see,
Right.
That
the
checks
people
out, yeah.
getting in wagons and going and they're waving to the warriors who aren't even looking back. They are just in that mindset. And as Kello turns to sprint off, the beating stops, and it's almost an eerie quiet, across the land, as you just hear in the snow as everybody's just making their way, darting through the houses, and this kind of river of warriors starts to form out of the city, heading towards the Dolgorum Mountains, and just stepping. Everybody seems to know how to go across the snow so carefully that this many people, and now, by the way, you have probably about just under 200 warriors. The rest of the town, about 110 or so, are retreating away to the south.
Okay. I'm making sure to keep pace with Kello. So I'm booking it to get up next to him.
Yeah, you have no problem. You sprint up next to him. I'm going to say, I assume, are you all basically going to kind of be at the fore?
Yeah.
And I'm like kind of like ducking behind whoever is taller, who's like next to me, and like being like really silent in my silent shoes.
Okay.
And before we get to the part where we need to like be super stealthy and get close, like as we're like marching, I'll be like loudly singing a like war tune that I know from Faerun, but it's about like it's of a history that's fitting to this situation.
Oh, can we hear a bit of that?
I kind of, let's see, it'd probably be like super like it'd have like this kind of melody. Dun, da, 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 dun, 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 da, da, dun, da, dun, da, da, dun, dun. It's like very like I don't know what the words would be, but it's like super like
cool. I like that.
like,
Love it.
you know, moody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Moody and inspiring.
That's the goal. That's the hope.
Okay. Love it. Okay. Well, you
that
see
works.
Kello kind of like looks back at you, nods appreciatively, and listens, and it's like, and then goes like this.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm like, we're getting close now.
But you could tell he's like, you know, he's got a little more spring in his step. Yeah.
It works.
Even though he's got plate armor, but he moves.
Sorry, that was great.
Yeah, never mind, Judd, that I said before we get close.
No, but you know it's an hour. It's okay. It's okay.
No, I love that he like equally loved it and also shut it down. Like,
He's
like
like,
in equal
and we
parts.
are good on this.
Yeah, made me sing a song only to shush me.
I let you
He
finish.
did do that. That's so true.
Yeah, you see, it's like he just toys with us. Sometimes.
It is
so
what
true.
would
Fucked up is
happen
what
in the
it is.
world is what it would happen. I'm sorry. This is a real world, people. This is what happened. So, at the beginning,
We broke her.
We broke- Ariset's broken. Oh boy.
You know
Oh.
what?
We need a new
War
priority.
just
Has the
proves to be
giggles
too
now,
much
you
for
know?
some people.
Oh, no,
it's just
Peter.
Too stressful.
Oh, you laughed so hard you switched everybody's
You
position.
made Peter rage quit.
No.
Ew.
I'm sorry.
What the hell happened?
So Peter,
no,
you
no.
can't.
You're
Picture somehow,
gone.
Peter.
We
I
can't
think
see your face.
I think the reason it makes me laugh so hard is it's like how I feel trying to work at home with kids. I'm like, that
What
is
happened?
so cool. Shit, I
Shut
need you to
up.
stop right now.
Right
what
now.
you're doing. That is
I
so
think
awesome.
You're like, I am so proud of you. Now shut up for a second.
Oh.
Shut
and
up, please,
Go
right
and
now.
do your chores.
I
Yeah.
think it would be hilarious if Ariset actually did let out a laugh like that when Kello did this.
Oh, sorry, guys.
All right. Hold on. I'm just gotta fix
We're
people.
adjusting.
Yeah, we have a second while Judd is rearranging
Musical,
all of our,
yeah.
our
God,
pictures.
I want to
Sorry,
be back on our
I
set.
turned
You
the
can get
ring.
all
I
your
turned the
giggles
ring.
out.
Let
Are
me
you
just
still
do
laughing?
The new combats I have, a little thing.
I
Oh
love
my
that.
goodness.
I know you
That's-
got extra
that's
sneak attack.
really good.
No better time than
Shut the
now.
fuck up. I'm really fucking busy right now. Can you stop?
Oh my God, this one hit home
Yeah, that one.
for her. Okay. All right. We're back. We're back. I mean, Azar's not back, but the rest of
No.
us are in
Yeah.
our right positions. I'm just gonna say, side note, I cannot wait to be back on set when we're all allowed to, physically be near each other.
Yeah.
All
This
right.
is
Agree.
cool,
That will be
but
nice.
I like our set a lot.
Well,
Soon.
I just will be happy to
Soon.
not be at my apartment.
Yeah, right? No doubt, no doubt.
And
Okay.
That was also a really catchy tune.
All right, let's
I
do
have
this.
to say, Otto. That
Yeah.
tune is like so stuck in my
Yeah,
head.
we're gonna have to go back. You're gonna have to go back and listen to it and get some words for it because that is good. war tune.
It's the poetic version of like Led Zeppelin's immigrant song right there.
All right, so I mean, that all happened just outside of town, essentially,
Right.
and it's
All right.
about an hour to the entrance you went to before. So Kello leads you at first on the same path that you took with Dagmara to go to the mountain, but then pretty quickly splits off and goes off to the left and goes down a bit of a hill into a ravine, which is overgrown with a lot more trees here. A lot of the fir trees kind of clog this area. And so he takes you all down there, and you follow this ravine for some time, staying under the cover of these trees as you all make your way. And let me see. So it takes you about 30 more minutes of going down this path, and you come up an embankment, and you can see that you're close to the mountain, but it's shifted a little bit from where you were before. You're definitely more off to the left side. And it goes, it narrows to a thinner ravine climbing up. It goes to kind of a flat land for a bit. You're out in the open snow, and then the hills start to climb again, and you enter another woods, and another ravine starts to form up around you as the walls grow, and it gets steeper and a little bit more difficult here to pass. And tell me what you're doing as you're running next to Kello, all of you.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
gonna-
making note.
I'm
Sorry,
gonna
go ahead.
pickpocket him. No, I'm kidding.
I was like, what are you doing,
I was
man?
like, come on.
I was like, is he kidding? But you know,
You're like
You
Crazy-
never know
crazy-
with this bunch.
crazy players. So
I
yeah.
kind of want to focus on, you know,
I'm the
again, I'm
traitor.
not going to sing loud now that we're getting closer,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of want to focus on like, you know, like saying words of encouragement and like boosting the morale of the group and like, you know, kind of
Okay.
just echoing the commands that I might hear him say to other groups and kind of just trying to be like a, you know, a moral support there.
Yeah. Okay.
and I'm running by him, and I finally want to ask my question. So I'm like, Kello, where'd you get that map? I really want to know.
I've had it for some time. When I first moved to this area, I met someone. An old gentleman gave me this shield, and he kind of motions to his back where the shield's hanging now. Told me about this hidden city in the hills, and gave me this map of it, and was gone. Had I not retained the map, I would have thought it was a vision and not real. And my wife and I spent years looking for the right place, and we finally found this entrance, but followed it inside, and you'll see it's a creek that flows out of the mountain, frozen over, leads deep into the heart of it. And at the time, we went up and we saw a statue. A statue had to be of just, pure evil. And we turned and we said we didn't want any part of it. And we stopped our questing and remembered the reason why we came to Luknor in the first place was to have a quiet life and leave adventuring behind. And I put the map away and forgot about it until now, to my detriment. That is something I will have to live with, if indeed
Just
I
mom.
live.
Was this man's name Abranath?
No.
All right, carry on.
Sam, George, Brian,
Yes,
Chris.
it was Brian.
Brian, yes. Life of Brian. All right, so what are we doing? I'm just checking. I'm looking to the air and just out ahead of us, kind of scouting to make sure the coast is clear.
So you've been
If they,
pretty far away up until this point, but as you're starting to get near, it's probably been about 45 minutes. And Kello slows his pace and starts to move even more stealthily and looking around. And he stops for a moment. Looks like it's clear. All right.
By the way, I just want to mention the whole way, because woods are my favorite terrain. I am using an old trick I used back in my own kingdom when I would go out I would just notch every 5th tree, just ever so slightly. So if I need to, I can retrace my steps.
Very
and I'm
cool.
keeping my eye on Tabitha to make sure the snow's not too deep for her.
That's
Very
dope.
cool.
And,
Yeah.
Aw.
is Tabitha fine in the snow?
Yeah. With your boots that you have on, and due to your lightness, that you've been doing okay. You've had a couple places where you kind of fell through the snow, but you've mostly been able to stay on top of it.
The
Okay,
dieting, it's paid off, see? It's just so light on your feet.
Eating nothing
So-
but bread and wine.
Yeah.
Here's what Tabitha would like to turn to Callum. What's his name?
Kello.
Kello. Sorry, I knew someone named Callum.
Huh.
So, okay, Kello. And she's like, can I scout out ahead a bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Please do. I'm. Go ahead. I want to tell everyone. So we're at this place, and he's kind of motioning everybody to stop. If we go over this ridge here, you'll go to the entrance that I think was described to me. We are going to continue up this path. It's going to get a bit rocky before you'll find a cave there, and we'll slip inside the mountain. So, if you're still willing, we can send some people to start a distraction at the main entrance.
Sure. What do we think, group?
Well, this is where we split, I suppose.
So what tactically is kind of like the options?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they're entirely, it's up
They're
to
doing
you,
what
but
they're doing. They're doing what they're doing up front. I mean, they're just sort of knock on the front door and say, "Hey, give us our people back, you assholes!" And then they're going to start a fight, and that's the diversion, so to speak. And we're sneaking in the back.
all right, are you saying this in character? Seville?
No. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, sure, yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't know. I thought someone was asking what the plan was, but yeah. So, yeah, sure. Is that the plan?
I think
Well-
a few of us, maybe a
Is that
few
what
of
you're
us should
doing
go
with
with
your people?
Kello. Some of us should go with Kello, don't you think?
think
Because
All of us go with Kello.
all
It
of
would be a
us.
hell of a attack party.
I'm going inside.
Yeah, I'm going inside too.
I'm
I
gonna
was
have.
just kind of making sure I understood. Like,
Yeah.
we could join him in the initial assault, or we
Yeah.
could join the others in the.
In the
Yeah.
front.
But I
so-
think we should join him if that's what
Yeah.
everyone is kind of leaning toward. That sounds fine to me.
You mean Kello? You want to spare some of your own to go to the other side?
Yes,
as
I'm gonna
bait.
send 20 that I know are my fastest who will be able to get away.
Okay.
And have them linger about to the entrance. Now, you need to tell me how they get in, and let them scout ahead, and they'll be able to report back if something looks amiss.
How will they know when to rush in?
They're the diversion. I want them to go and they split off. The moment they split off, we're going inside.
I see.
We're gonna need
Well-
to give them the key.
Give them. We have a couple of them, so
Okay.
Okay.
There's a key. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
um,
So let's just say, for the interest of time, you figure out, you tell them how the necrolis works, and
Yeah.
Seville, you alone know how to use it without having the tree to get in.
yeah. So I
So-
tell
so-
them where it's hidden. There's little, those two usage points that are hidden next into the rock there, the wall, the snow.
Yep.
And then I tell them if they're going in, what they're going to face as far as that antechamber. I'm going to tell them also. I mean, I wouldn't go deep inside, but there's another necrolis mark or a key in the big painting. But I wouldn't go deeper than that.
No, I don't want them to go past really the entrance. I want to
Okay.
see if we can.
Well, that's how you lower the shield.
If indeed they're waiting in ambush, it'll trigger it, and then they'll look like a puny force that will go into retreat.
Good.
Very good.
Watch the skies.
Yeah, and they already have been.
Mhm.
Okay, and so Eileen, take 20 men, take a couple extra of your best archers, and put them in the trees as you approach the entrance. This one will tell you all about it. And another quick briefing, and he starts grabbing people, and they start to split off. Ready, everyone?
Ready?
Yes, ready.
Yeah.
Let's
Ready.
go.
Yes.
And I realize we don't have music. I really want to start music, and I'm totally afraid it's gonna like screw something up. But I'm gonna do it anyway. We'll show you what happens.
We'll give it a try.
Yeah. Now I know you players can't hear that, right?
Nope.
No.
But
Nope.
I think, okay, I'm gonna risk mixing you all up just so you can hear something here.
I'm gonna risk a little light.
And actually, I don't even want. But yeah, we'll start with this.
A part of me wants to go with those 20, just because, just in case.
I know.
I
It's
know.
tempting.
Well, I mean,
I know.
I'd hate to split up, but if you really want to, there's nothing stopping you.
Is Tevin with us?
And Tevin is with you.
Tevin,
might
what do
even-
you think?
You know.
Dag, I think you should stay with them. They're gonna need you in the city. I'll go with them. I don't want to go back in there. Regardless, I don't know if they've done something to me that'll alert them. I don't want to risk it.
Oh, you guys were just reunited. It's so tragic.
No, it's awful.
I was gonna say, I was like, I don't want to, I don't want to be away from you. Are you sure?
I don't want to be away from you either.
I can't let you.
Dag, if we're in battle together, we'll only focus on each other. So we either turn and run away and just go be together, which I'm fine with. Which I'm really not.
I
fine
am
with.
not fine with that plan.
Please
I'm not-
please say that he just like gives her like a big kiss and then he just goes off with the other group.
Oh, God.
I guess Chad DM. That's the.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Yeah.
That sounds about. And I'm like, Tim.
Dag, you promise me you'll come back. I'll make you that promise too.
And then we do a hug very.
And then he's
tightly.
just like, yeah,
Big kiss.
just
Yeah.
hug,
Ooh.
passionate kiss.
Oh god.
He just
Oh
grips
my
her shoulder
God.
and he's like, and he runs off.
And I'm just like, what have I done? Let's go. Let's go. Let's just go.
Okay, Jamie, Mike, if you're listening, let me know if that music is too loud compared to our players, because I can't really tell.
Yeah, it sounds good for us, but I don't know how it sounds for them.
Okay, good. All right, so Kello turns, the rest of you follow, and you start making your way up this final bit, climbing over rocks now, and you see ahead the entrance of this cave. And so looks like the skies are clear. Starts to move into this dark cave, and you see now that there's a stream that's just frozen solid between the rocks that just seems to flow. And as you creep into the darkness, you see these torches flare to life and start picking their way through the rocks. All right. I want everybody to give me a stealth roll.
Happy to do that for
I'm
you.
going to roll for all of the Luknorians.
Luknorians.
Luknorian.
All right.
I got 14.
Yeah, 16.
Okay.
17.
I got 13.
22.
Oof. All right.
Oy.
All right. So you don't have any trouble picking your way through this cave as you go through, being very careful to step on more solid rocks and not create any sort of cascade or noise. And you see Kello seems to be able to move with memory. He's been here before. And you start just climbing up, and it's treacherous at points and then flat lines at others, and just continue to go and go. And you think you hear a noise that seems to carry through the rock. Boom, just boom, for a moment, and little debris kind of rains down for a moment, and then it's quiet again. And about another 10 minutes of climbing and meandering up this twisting path, you see the torch ahead of Kello start to near you. He's stopped. And ahead of him are all of these kind of boulders, kind of, small, like rocks, like, foot to 2 foot in diameter, packed in to this tunnel. And he's staring there looking at it. Well, this wasn't here last time I was here. Let's start clearing it.
This might be a good time for like someone who has like that Eldritch Blast or something that's like a magic spell that could just like kind of get him out the way.
I think we want to maintain our quiet. And he reaches over and he just grabs them and he starts pulling very carefully, getting from the top of the pile, and they look like they're just wedged together.
Tabitha like tries really hard, like
ow, ooh. Just kind of
this looks
back
like
up.
a natural cave-in, right?
It looks very intentionally placed.
Yeah, this means they know that we're here.
Well,
And
or
it
they
looks like
knew
it's
about
built from
this.
the outside, though, not the inside.
And while everyone, I'm assuming a lot of the infantry and stuff are removing the rocks, I'm just gonna be like staying alert and like looking around us, kind of knowing that maybe this was set up to distract everyone.
And
maybe.
I should have said before, the tunnel's only like, it varies. It gets really narrow, like down to 6 feet, and then goes up to maybe like 15, 20 feet at most. It is, it's very tight, so you just have this kind of long line of warriors going down behind you, and you guys are at
Might be a
the
trap.
vanguard.
Seville, you said they didn't know we're coming from this way, and now this is blocked.
Yes.
No, I said
What if this is a
they
trap?
may know that they're coming. I was told that they know we're coming. I don't know if that meant this new way or not, but this looks like it was put
No, this looks
Absolutely.
old. This looks
to keep
old to me.
something out.
Looks all to you.
To keep something in, not to
That's
keep something out.
Yeah, because as Kello's shifting it, he kind of like shakes the boulder he's holding right now, and you can see dust coming off of it. This wasn't just placed here.
Yeah. I think we're okay.
And continues to
Actually a good sign.
pool, and as you starts to clear an opening at the top, this air starts to flow down over, and it smells foul, and it also smells familiar. And he continues.
Do we
Foul
recognize
and
it?
familiar.
Yeah, roll a history check. Anybody who either roll or one person roll advantage.
Who's got the highest history here?
I mean, I have +6. I could
Oh,
try.
I think you
I
should
got it.
try then.
Mine is not very high, so I think this is an auto situation.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Okay.
only 2 rolls, so auto do it. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Okay, I got 16 + 6, so 22.
Man.
Yeah.
My man.
So
Killed it.
you're kind of like the second wave of, they're passing boulders to you, and you're kind of passing them on as it moves down, and people are finding places to stash them.
Mhm.
And as this smell comes down over you, you at first you recoil, oh God, and then you remember it has a very distinct smell of Geisel,
Nice.
and you think when you were in his small little room,
Yeah, he had.
there was a blocked up side on the far side of the room.
So
And as the boulders get pulled away,
yeah.
there's still darkness ahead, but you see the light from the torches starts flickering, and yes, that's the small room that Geisel had been living in all that
see.
time.
Shit.
And another 10 minutes or so, finally, it's all clear. And as you start to move forward, you all recognize it instantly. You've been
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
We got to be careful because this is going to take us up the same exact way we've been up.
This is almost as far as I've been. This is where that statue is up ahead.
Well, it is. And then we enter into the darkness, and I know the way up, but also they know that that's the route I took to escape. They know that this is the way we must have come up the first time, but this is what I'm talking about. If they change that magic, we could be lost in the corridors.
Could be trapped, easily trapped.
If someone
Yeah, but
wants
we
to
already got
test
this
it,
far. What are we gonna do?
I don't know. I mean,
We'll
I'm
have
just,
to retreat this way if it becomes necessary, but I
Yeah.
suspect we'll need no retreat whatsoever. And I kind of like try
So-
to keep everybody.
And Otto, when you turn around and say that, you see down to the length of the torchlight flickering down. You see people are like whispering to each other. It seems to be in this kind of passing a message coming up, and then finally gets to you. They're in retreat. There were spiders and other creatures by the back gate, and they're leading them off.
They're distracted by the back gate.
What are you talking about?
That's what
Right.
that's what I've been
then
told.
it's working.
Pass
Your
it
men-
forward.
I
Your
passed,
men
I
are-
passed
And
the
it
word.
just moves.
Yeah,
Kello.
I passed the word forward.
Wait, did you just say that your men are retreating because of spiders?
No,
And
we need to
That's-
move. Kello, you've got.
This
the
is like a
information.
bad
That's
game
what-
of telephone.
that's what they're supposed to
confused.
do. They're supposed to draw the forces out.
Yep.
That was what we discussed. They're doing what we said. They're not retreating in cowardice.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
It's
No,
part of
they-
the plan, remember?
Yeah, they're
Thank
part
you.
of the plan. Here we go.
Okay.
Didn't
Alright.
remember, but thanks for the clarity.
Were there spiders when you came in here before?
Not that I re-
You
not that I
come this
remember.
way.
Yes, but they weren't in the city. They were outside of the portal. But we happened to have a little trinket that we carved out of the chest of one of the necromancers that allowed us to pass through. But they are some kind of ice
Yes,
spider,
they're like a guardian of some kind.
I see.
and they're huge. And there's some other kind of ice beings, little tiny golems or some kind of creatures. I don't know what they were, but they were also with the spiders. So God's help your men.
They know
and
what they're
women.
doing. They know what they're doing. They'll be okay. It's time for us to push if they've already
Yes.
engaged.
Then
Okay.
let's do it.
Now's our time, everyone. To
Onward!
arms!
And wait, little one. What was your name? And
Tabitha?
Tabitha, yeah, is looking at you. Tabitha.
Yeah.
You seem to be quite good at moving quietly.
Yeah.
Could you scout ahead?
Sure,
I'm afraid I
sure.
need to take the torches down, but I won't be able to see.
Okay. And Tabitha can't see in the dark.
But
True.
I can help.
But there's enough torchlight to line the kind of twisting path that led back to where you dropped down with Geisel before. And you can see just enough to kind of get to the end down there because they've kind of halted where they knew that their torchlight would kind of hit the limit.
Okay, Erisette,
Yes,
quick, trade rapiers with me.
sure.
And so then I hold her moon-touched rapier out as my backup light source.
Okay.
And I'm sure it's a little big for me, but I'm hopefully just holding it just to kind of see little extra.
It's large, but it's very light, and it does glow with that soft blue, and you easily make your way down that twisting little path. You come underneath the grate that you had followed Geisel through before.
Okay, do I see anything?
You see that there's still some of that blue flickering torchlight inside. Roll a perception check for me.
– 16.
16. So you stop and listen, and you hear something. It sounds like like a cough, humanoid type noise, and also some kind of little, you're not sure, like a flutter or something in there. You listen for a moment, and it sounds like the flutter leaves. And you can kind of, if you want, there's ways to climb up the wall because it's outside of your reach from your height, but if you want, you can climb up and kind of look out the grate a little bit if you want.
I would like to look out the grate, and
Okay,
I'm
so-
great at climbing, so.
Okay. So I'm going to say roll a stealth check for this, and let's see if you can.
19.
19,
Here
yeah.
we go.
No problem. So you just move over and quickly pick your way up and get to the grate, and you lift it just enough to look out, and you see there's a necromancer in here, and he's just kind of pacing by that chest cavity of the darkness, that you had entered before. And from your vantage point, you don't see anything else in here. And he's just kind of pacing back and forth right in front of that darkness.
Okay. So I'm just going to silently get down
Mm-hmm. So you
and
lower the grate.
backtrack
Yep.
and report back to Kello.
Okay, great.
Nicely done.
So, if it's only one, then it's definitely a guard to announce our presence. We have to silence him quickly.
Yes.
I'm
help with that.
better at... You can.
I think so. I'm very stealthy. I can see in the dark, and I'm good with the bow and arrow.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and Ariset, let's try.
And I can hit him with
Rapiers just
something
in case.
quiet as well.
Great. You two up front. We'll be behind you. Lead us on. And torches out. Pass it down.
And I'm gonna lean over to Ariset before she goes off and kind of put a hand on her shoulder, and I say, "Go and kill that man." And I give you a bardic inspiration.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Thank you, Otto.
So who's leading? Ariset?
So, Ariset and Seville.
Great.
And Kello and the rest of you are right behind them. And as at Kello's word, you see all the torches are going out, and it's just goes dark behind, and everybody reaches forward, grabbing hold of each other as they start to move forward.
Seville. Seville.
Aye.
Seville. As we get ahead, you hold it. Open the gate so I can take my shot. Yeah?
Right. And if things go, I'm going to hit him with a mine hammer as well. So you take your shot, and if it hits, I'm going to strike him too.
Okay.
All right. You tell me go, and we're on it. You ready?
Yes.
We'll back
So
you up.
All right. So we're going to make our way where Tabby had said, and I'm going to open the grate to give Ariset a shot.
Okay. All right. So, you very quickly lift it quietly. Ariset, go ahead, do a perception check really quickly, and then...
And remember, you have your bardic inspiration, so you could add an extra d6 after you roll to something.
Okay.
To,
This,
like,
or
your
your attack.
perception check or your attack. I might, you might want to save it for the shot, but just so you
Okay.
know.
I got a 12 naturally, which could be a 16
Okay.
for my perception.
Okay, so you've got an arrow knocked and ready. As Seville raises the grate, you lead with the tip of your arrow and pull back and look, and you see the necromancer. He's looking in your general direction, but he doesn't seem to see you. Go ahead and roll your attack.
I'm going to hit him with a mine hammer right after her shot.
Okay?
I wonder, would she have maybe an advantage, Jazz, if she's not seeing?
Oh yeah, sorry, surprise round. Yes, thank you. Yep,
Okay.
you can roll advantage on this. Thank you. I'll tell
Well, if I need it, we'll try.
So-
Let's just see.
you. And you
Judge,
still have your inspiration.
As she fires,
Okay.
I'm using my bonus action mine hammer, and I'm taking off after him as quick
So-
as I can in case she misses.
Okay.
I mean, she's got advantage in the bardic inspiration.
Yeah.
She'll probably
It's,
be
it's,
okay.
it's an 18.
18,
Yeah,
did you roll
nice.
twice?
I did.
Nice.
Okay, so
But
no crit.
my
Okay.
first, no.
Okay, well, it definitely hits. So roll your
Yeah.
damage.
Okay. Haha. It's a 10.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
nice.
Sorry, hold on.
Good
a
shot.
second.
You added your modifier, right?
Yeah, it's a 1d6, which I rolled a 6 plus 4.
Oh,
Okay.
amazing.
Nice.
Awesome.
So again, Ariset, you lead with that arrow just right through the grate, and pulling it back your bowstring, and the moment you see him, just and the arrow through the darkness, just right in his face, and he just
Yes!
Right in the face.
and he falls back into the darkness and disappears.
Do we see anybody else around?
Roll a perception check,
when we were looking before the shot?
because I don't think you rolled one, right? Only Ariset did.
I got an 11.
You already rolled the perception.
Oh, yeah. I had a high one.
10.
It was like,
Yeah. No, in that moment you don't see anybody.
All right.
Did you get him?
Well,
Did you get him?
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
I'm up and running to try to get that body
Okay, and
and drag it out of there and see if it's
Kello lumbers out and then reaches down and just
Pat him down, Sybil.
starts
Pat him down.
pulling his people out, just helping them up
Alright.
one after another, and just popping out, populating, spreading out in this area.
Poppin'.
I don't need the
Pop
help though. I
locking.
climb up like really cool.
Yeah, you're like,
Like land on a flip, kind of
Yeah.
parkour
Yeah,
Have a
like-
style.
ad
do that
flare.
pull up, that like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
land like yeah,
superhero pose.
And
Yeah.
your hair like flowing.
flows behind me.
Yes, yes.
Awesome. All right,
Okay.
And
Seville.
did Seville confirmed that oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Seville, you make your way over and you kind of reach in, feel your way, and just inside the
Yeah.
darkness you feel the feet and you drag the body back out.
nice
Hell
shot
yeah.
wild sauce. Nice shot wild sauce.
Huge.
I say that in their mind, so I don't speak out loud.
Wild sauce. Okay. Okay. What are you doing with the body?
Dragging it out, searching it, and perhaps telling Kettle maybe leave a
Any
man
gold?
down here dressed as this guy. Take his clothing and then dump this guy in the sewer grate.
Okay.
And if not, just dump the guy in the sewer grate. But I want to see if he has any key,
Yeah, go
any
ahead. Roll
stash, anything.
investigation.
Investigation is a 16.
Yeah, he doesn't have like he doesn't have any gold. He does have a ring on his left pinky. It's a small gold ring.
Pinky ring. Interesting.
Looks very simple.
Never trust anybody with a pinky ring. Just so you know.
This guy's wearing a pinky ring.
It's a pinky ring.
Never.
And he's got one of those black daggers that you've seen before on his side underneath his robes. And that's
Right.
all. That's all you see.
And there's no necklace on him.
No necklace on this one.
Okay. So I'll take this ring, throw the dagger to anybody who wants it, and then if anybody's going to take this guy's spot, then I'll give him the ring too. If not, if we're just going to dump the body down the grate there, then I'll keep the ring. I'm not putting it on yet.
Okay. And Kello takes a break from helping people up and is looking around, sees the big double doors that lead down the path,
Mhm.
and says, "We need to barricade those doors."
All right.
And you
Let's
said
do
like 20 people just like run off,
It's
Yeah.
so
And
nice
they-
to have this
Yeah.
army here.
I know
Yeah.
they're so well
Yeah.
trained. Like they
Guys,
act
for
as
any D&D
one.
players out there who think the game is hard, just get an army.
Yeah, it's super
It's a
easy with an
lot.
army.
You just have all these people, and anyway, yeah.
And so
So
you
I'm
see
gonna
them
check-
like they're getting materials. They like somebody rips off the grate and they're using things that they can find to barricade against this door and really kind of lock it up.
So I'm going to look at that ring to see if there's any symbols. Maybe this is the new necklace. Maybe this is how they open things now.
Do
Instead
a
of the-
investigation check on it.
All right.
What are the rest
22.
of you doing? 22. It's interesting. So you look at it and it is flawless. There are no marks on it. It's very highly polished, thin. You look on the inside. There doesn't seem to be any inscription on it. It's very simple, but there's not a mark on it, and like no tarnish or anything.
All right. I'm going to go to auto. Nah, that might take too long, but probably need to identify this later, my friend. And I'll tuck it in unless because it takes a
Later.
little bit, right? Yeah.
Later.
All right. So I'll tell Kello, look, there's two ways in here through the darkness. There's a way that Geisel, the gnome there, went, and we can look for it, and that takes us up one way. The way I went in is on the left-hand side, and that it's a long set of stairs, and it goes up onto the other side of the street. But that's the last time they saw me running from
Bring
it.
the
So
map up.
to-
And you see him turn and somebody rushes up and on the ground in front of you unfurls the map, and you see kind of roughly where you're at. You kind of Peter or Seville, you do know, having been now 2 different ways, that you know that you see the grand kind of central staircase. You know, it's like right in the middle of the city on the 2nd tier. You spot it instantly, and because you also see the round pool where you know the tree is.
Yeah.
And the tree is on the map, so you quickly say, yeah, that's where it comes out right there. We need to find the other. That's right in the middle of the city, a bit exposed. If we could find the other way, that would be even better. We've got to move quickly. Let's go. Show me where it is.
All right. Now
This is all very exciting.
Yeah. So I show him. We'll go through the darkness. I don't know. Otto, should we dispel this darkness?
Yeah, that you mentioned earlier, Judd. What else are we doing? So I've taken that badge of office, the coin.
Yeah.
That I know can dispel magical effects.
Mm-hmm.
And I've basically, it'd be cool if there was like some way to wear it around my neck or something. But if I could like attach it to something. But in short of that, I basically have it at the ready, knowing that I might need to dispel a trap or a conjuration of something. So I know that I have that, like, especially at the ready, and basically I'm keeping an eye out for if I need to use it.
Do we see a door anywhere in order to proceed?
So I'll say hands on shoulder, one hand on shoulder in front of you, and I'll lead you to where this door is, because none of us are going to be able to see a thing when we go in there. And let's hope that there's not something in there.
Okay, so who's leading? Who's at the front? Who's looking for the door? And I'm going to say you're all. Those of you who are going in are. Okay. Well, you don't know where it is, but I mean, you have an idea.
This is the one I went through, right? I have an idea of where.
You went straight through the darkness and out. You came out the staircase.
Okay,
Do I see anything a little more because of my half-elf heritage? Do I see something that can be helpful?
You see, there's not much. I mean, this is a cavernous room. It's huge.
Yeah.
And to remind everybody, I should have done this before. This is a very large room, very high ceiling. The top of the ceiling is natural cave. You see stalactites up there. But the bottom is all finished in stone. There are 4 columns on each wall. Each has a blue, that same blue torch, magical fire, flaming. The far side has these huge doors that you came in before. You remember that had the riddle to open it.
Yeah.
And then ahead, you just see that massive stone demon statue, where in the skeletal shape of its chest, the chest cavity has just an impenetrable darkness, a spell cast over that area.
Right.
That's all there is, other than the grates on the side near the columns that where Geisel's little hole was.
We need to go through the hole.
Well,
I'll go right behind Kello.
Yeah, Kello, you go first.
God, I will go first, but I think I have no idea what I'm looking for.
I'll go first.
All right, I'll go right behind you.
Shoulder.
No, Seville, don't.
Hold my shoulder. Well, I'm the only one who's been here.
What are we looking for exactly? Do you know?
You can go first, but I'm casting on you. I'm going to give you protection from evil and good.
Wild
where
sauce.
is it?
Thanks.
Let's see.
Okay. As you're pulling that up, Kello grabs hold of your shoulder and says, "Okay," because they know now that this is it's a magical darkness. You can like put your hand in it, and your hand just disappears. Let's go.
So what I'm looking for is what I did last time. I couldn't find Geisel, so I'm retracing where I went last time.
All right, so you're on the left-hand side, door, which is where Geisel left you, or led you before. And roll an investigation check. And who else? So it's Seville, Kello.
Woo-hoo.
Who else is there?
Next.
Okay, Tabitha.
Okay. And then
maybe we go together. Tabitha, maybe we flank them behind them. That way they're flanked, right? Then they have advantage.
If you'd have to get around the other side of an enemy if an enemy appeared, but
we can go together, Tabitha.
Oops, that's
We'll give each other courage.
Great.
And
Okay.
I'll be toward the back, I suppose.
Okay,
Same
sorry,
here.
24?
Yeah.
Okay, so remember kind of where you moved your hands last time, feeling the rough stone as you went,
Yeah.
and you didn't find the entrance last time. This time you tried to go a little bit wider, and your fingers just catch on something. It feels like a little jut of stone, and as you pull, you can feel the whole wall just kind of like rotates in your hand, and you feel down, and you remember there was a step up into this.
Yeah.
You find it and you step up. You're still pulling Kello and company, everybody. And once you step into the same hallway you're in before, the darkness leaves right at the entrance of this door.
Okay.
And you start pulling everybody and
So I
pulling them
look
up.
back real quick. I'm like, don't mind the burnt hair smell. It's mine. And I start walking up the stairs.
Fool. You're an absolute fool. So we'll talk about
fills
that
me,
later.
fills me with confidence. Before we go too far, should we send some people up the main steps? Do you know where this comes out?
It comes out across the street from the. So yeah, it comes across the street from that big staircase, right?
And you remember it came out on the side of the wall, the outside
yeah.
wall of the city.
And that's all we know. I mean, I know where
Yeah.
the torture house is, the house of torture.
Yeah.
That was where Fawcett was.
Hold on a second. Okay, and he leans over and passes down. Tell Bofty to take 15 and go down the main entrance and wait for sounds. They'll know when to come. And they pass it on, and it goes down into the darkness as it's passed from one person to the other. And you start leading your way back up this staircase, climbing up once again until you get to the top. And you just have this whole line of warriors down these stairs.
I like it.
Now, what are you going to do?
Fuck shit up.
Yeah.
All right, quickly. It's like,
Okay.
all right. So we have the tree. Do we have the tree in sight? No, the tree hasn't come into sight yet, right? We're just on that side of the wall.
The black tree?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not close to you. It's like a couple streets over from where you are now.
Right. Okay.
Because you're on the
So
side.
can we see any necromantic movement?
Nobody's opened
anything's in place?
Nobody's opened the door yet. So if you want to
Okay.
slide the trap door.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Maybe if it's possible to peek through there.
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah, you remember the way that Geisel, and it's got a handle on the inside. So it's just this stone, and you just slide it a little bit till you can peek out. Go ahead, and whoever's doing it, roll a perception check.
Natural 20, baby.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Noise.
Nice.
Yes,
20,
sir.
27.
So you open it
Damn.
just enough to see out, and it looks like the general area around you is clear. So you open it a little bit more, and you're looking, and something catches your eye up in the sky, and you see a necromancer's flowing, just flying above the buildings, his robe billowing out behind him as he's looking over the city. And another one flies past, kind of heading up the length of the city, going and flying up towards the upper tiers. And after a moment, they're both out of sight. You pull it open a little bit more, look on the street. To the right, it's clear. To the left, you see a company of skeletons that are marching. And let me pull up the map again. They are marching away from you right now and turning a corner to the right and disappearing. It looked like there were 10 of them.
All right. I'm relaying this using telepathy into Kello's mind, and then he can pass down the chain if he wants to whisper, but
What?
I'm not going to whisper.
And he reacts like surprised.
No, I just take his hand and it's like, and I just,
You're
It's
doing
me.
that. Just talk.
Well,
Is
we
it
have a
clear?
company of skeletons moving away, and we have air patrols of necromancers floating above, checking.
Okay.
They know we're coming, or they're on guard for it.
How many?
So I
I'm
saw
right
two
next to you, so I hear you
necromancers,
too.
two necromancers, and about 10 skeletons.
That's not much. There's got to be
No.
more.
Well,
Okay.
it looks like they're patrolling the streets, and I don't know what's waiting for us. So
Could we get the jump on them?
Close.
the
Close.
skeletons are moving away from us. The necromancers flying, sure, we can knock them out of the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we
And
can.
Yeah,
we're
they're
gonna have
powerful,
to.
but they're easily killed if you get a shot in. All right.
Sounds
He
good.
map, and he passes the map up, and using just that sliver of light from what you have open there, he rolls the map out again, and he's kind of holding it so you guys can see. There, and he points to a shape. There are two, the north end, or the top of this map, and the bottom, both have two large buildings, and they both have that sun kind of shape that they've been built into. They both look very large compared to the rest of the map. The one at the tip has that same kind of styling that is on his shield, with those kind of triangle points coming off of that round sun shape. But the one at the back has these kind of curving rays coming out from this round building, and it has looks like three round buildings on each side, so 6 altogether, but it's much more open up there than the rest of this packed city. And it's up against the mountain as well. That's where they'll be. If the leader's still here, and that's who we need to get to. So we want to try to go out of here. Let's go to the left. Keep your eyes open. But once we're out here, once we make contact, it's on. Stay together. Stay alert. Pass the word. They pass the
Erised,
word
ready
down.
your bow, and
yeah.
I'll try to take one of these necromancers out by my mind hammer, and let's see what we can do.
I
And
think I
since
might-
I'm next to Erised, I'm gonna get out my blink dagger.
And I
well,
have my sword out, but in this moment where I realize the fight is afoot here coming up, once again I feel like this whisper in my mind, or this like lure of power from elsewhere, and I kind of like sheathe my sword and like look into my hands where there's some eldritch like magic gathering, and I kind of have an idea of what I'll do.
I love that. Yeah. And yeah, I
That's-
would usually use my bow, but I follow Civil's advice and I try to defeat the inner demons and just kind of close my eyes and just get ready to summon that dark magic that would hopefully be controlled.
Defeat the inner demon, you have no idea.
So-
But yeah, that's dope. Maybe both of us
Yeah.
kind of like look
Yeah.
at each other, and there's like
Let's
magic in like in our hands,
And
and
it's
we're both just
starting
like,
to kind of glow.
This
a
will
little
go
bit.
well.
And
Yeah.
Kello's looking at you. He
Oh,
nods.
shit.
He nods to
Yeah.
each one of you.
So I'm quickly taking off my backpack. I'm taking the crystal skull out, and I'm telling Erised, hey, turn around. I'm going to put this right in your pack.
Okay.
If you get in trouble, I'll be by your side in a blink. So keep
Okay.
it on you,
Oh, okay.
and we're ready.
this
Right.
is awesome.
All right, everyone.
Wow.
We're going into it. If you're on the side of good, whether you perish in battle or not, you will be taken care of. May the light be with you all. And he reaches over and just, and the light blasts through this stairwell, and he starts climbing out. He pulls up his shield at the same time, shing, and just starts marching out. And
Hell
one
yeah.
by one, you all start to go out of this, and looking
Oh,
all around, looking
Goosebumps.
for any enemy that might be there, and feeling your hearts thumping in your chest, breath coming fast. You're back in the city of Makutha. And we're gonna leave it there tonight, everyone.
Ooh.
All right.
I don't want to, or we
my
could just go
gosh.
play for another couple hours, because
Like
I really don't want it to end.
Pretty sure it's like 2 in the morning.
I don't know.
Or,
I think we're
Our
grabbing
friend
numbers.
Gabby.
I
think we
know,
should
well,
go.
that was Gabriella's fault for going back to the East Coast, so no, just kidding. Just
No,
kidding,
Gabby.
just
Can you
kidding.
do
Well,
30 more minutes?
it's a hell of a a cliffhanger.
I know it's like I would love to
Yeah.
keep going, but honestly, it's
You should keep going. I'll just paint eyes on my eyelids.
Yes.
This is a good place to stop. This is a good place to stop. It's this craziness of wow. All right, well here we are. You all
Wow.
Going to battle.
going to battle.
Wow.
Let's see if I can. I have battle music. I'm gonna stop this moody music.
That was great music.
The
Oh my
creeping
gosh.
music.
Yeah, it was fitting.
You really set it up, yeah.
This. I guess I shouldn't actually. It's a little taste.
Dude, don't even play that. I want to.
That's a little taste. That's a little taste for next
I'm
time.
bummed. I'm bummed. We have to stop.
I know. I'm sorry. Well, listen.
We got the numbers.
To everyone out
I'm
there.
down for it.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Half hour. Half hour.
It's not going to be a half hour.
No, if we
No.
started,
we gotta save it for next time, guys.
it would be like it'd be at least another hour to
Leave
do
them
it
wanting
properly.
more, as they
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm so excited. Okay, well, listen, next time. We love you all out there. Thank you all so much, seriously, for the new follows tonight, for the support, for the love, for everybody who joined our contest. And congratulations to our winner once again,
Yeah.
JL Carls. We will contact you
Yes.
and get that going. For the rest of you, we'll have other contests coming up soon. As a reminder, look out for our D&D Fit, where you'll see me probably die, especially if there are burpees now on the table. Thanks a lot, Maddie, for that.
You're welcome.
And yeah, I think that's it. So thank you.
Wow.
Thank you for everything. We love you. Please stay safe out there. Wear the masks, wash your hands, wear the gloves, but take it seriously. But do get outside, get some fresh air, live your life, just be safe.
And most of all, keep the faith.
Yeah, keep the
Yeah.
faith. We will beat this bug for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, but thank you for letting us make your Mondays a hell of a lot better. We love you, and we'll see you next week. All right, bye.
Next time, guys.
Bye, guys.
Hey, we're gonna raid.
Bye.
Oh yeah, I'll see if there's somebody we can
Yeah, maybe we
raid
can
and,
raid
and
somebody.
share the love. Let me see if I can figure out how to do that. But we'll see you all next time. Bye.